You're listening to episode 54 of the Let's Go Comic Show. On this episode, we talk about every single one of the MCU movies. You're listening to episode 54 of the Let's Go Comic Show. My name is Justin.
And I'm Matt.
And we have a rad friend on this very special episode. Make some noise for your boys. We got rad friends. Rad friends, rad friends. Yeah, hey,
what's up, everyone? It's Fredo.
Yeah. And this is the Let's Go Comic Show where we talk about everything comics, comic books, comic book movies, comic book TV shows, everything in the world of comics. But right now, we are going to get into the nitty gritty. There's no time for news because the only news right now is in 24 hours. We are all going to be seeing Infinity War.
Oh, man.
I cannot wait.
Ugh,
I had Infinity Carrots tonight on the way over here.
On the way over, Fredo had a
so
bag.
Hyped.
Thanos demands
Thanos branded carrots.
Ziploc bag.
Dude, you had the orange stone. What stone is that?
Thanos demands your freshness.
It's the vision. It's the one for. Isn't carrots good for eyes? It's the one for ETs.
Antioxidants.
It's the vision
Antioxidants?
stone.
It's the gem of antioxidants.
There you go. It's the one. It's on the elbow. It's the elbow stone. Oh man.
Can I challenge you on your no news stance?
Yeah,
Can we
please.
talk about one thing?
Yes, one thing.
No.
Well, we haven't seen each other since the Venom trailer debuted.
Oh, it looks like awful. It looks terrible. What do you think about it?
Oh, I think it looks dumb.
It looks awful.
Wait, you guys both think it looks dumb?
Yeah, the Venom trailer. Did you see?
Do you
that
think
thing?
they're just trying to like appeal to the masses with the shots? And
Dude,
what they're doing with
it looks like a heist film about a guy on a motorcycle who shoots beef jerky out of his hands. That's what it looks like, dude.
I will tell you that it does look like as if it's lacking story, like a compelling story and a character who's just like, oh, what's happening to me? And he's like attached
I feel like
to
I'm
the wall.
supposed to be
He's attached to his
excited
bike.
when
And it's all-
Venom finally shows up at the end of the trailer, but I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's Venom.
It looks awful. And
Has Tom Hardy done a bad movie though?
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Which
Done
one?
that.
I don't know.
I can't think off
I
the
don't
top of
know
my
his
head.
filmography.
Bronzeville? Was it Bronzeville? He was in Bronzeville. Remember that? He's a prisoner.
Bronson?
Is it
Oh, that was
Bronzeville?
good,
Bronze.
dude.
Bronzeville.
But I will not watch Bronzeville.
That's where you go to tan.
Yeah,
It's
Bronzeville.
actually that place over off of Main Street.
Oh yeah, you got to watch Bronson, dude. I mean, that was a haunted movie. That's a good movie.
Is
All
it
right.
good?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, Tom Hardy.
Bronzeville was part two.
Yeah.
Everyone's done one. You're like, oh man, I'm not gonna hold it against Tom Hardy. I'm just gonna hold it against Sony. Like if Venom ain't going up against Spider-Man, like who cares?
Yeah.
Like, and they all get ready. What they said for the anti-hero or whatever. And it's like,
Embrace your inner
embrace your-
anti-hero. I
So
think
you
is
want
what
That
me to-
was a terrible line.
yeah,
That's really bad.
That was really bad.
No, I'm not gonna embrace any. I'll watch it with Movie Pass. I'll go check it out. But,
Right.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, dude. Somebody had like a boner for like motorcycles when they put that thing together, dude. They're all, this guy's gonna be on. There's one point where he jumps off the. Have you seen it? Where he jumps off the
Yeah, and
motorcycle
then he attaches to
and he
it.
venoms himself onto it.
Yeah.
What the heck, dude? It looks so
they do show
stupid.
him using that part of his
Anatomy.
ability,
Yeah.
in such a weird way.
Like it
It's
comes out of his back, and he's like,
Do-
"Whoa!" I
does
just
he
venomed
have to
this guy.
attach it to bikes into like the wall?
Yeah,
and-
the guy behind him at the door, like ding dong, like, "Hey, pizza!" What? He gets some. Like, oh dang, dude.
Yeah.
The guy just venomed Adam, man. It looks stupid. Anyways,
I mean,
yeah.
we're gonna go see it.
Yeah, we're gonna go see
yeah.
it, and we're
It's
gonna clown
just-
it. And
It's just like inherently problematic from a story perspective. Like you're
But-
saying, like, I mean, to have this beginning, this genesis of Venom and the idea of symbiotes and all those things like
symbiotes. How she
symbiotes
said it. She said it in the.
Yeah,
in the
she says it
trailer.
weird.
We call it a symbiote.
But to have that completely removed from Spider-Man and all this, like
Yeah.
it just feels so weird to have that. You don't really have a universe or like a kind of realm to create in. Like you're trying to create it from scratch when you shouldn't need to.
Yeah.
Rumor is Tom Holland's in that movie. Like he's a cameo.
I don't
So
know.
that's what I was gonna ask. Like,
Yeah.
does Sony have rights to like pull from the Marvel story?
No, they have
I don't
rights
think
to
so.
everything Spider-Man. They can do. That's why they're doing Silver Sable and Black Cat. And they'll probably
Which
call it
no
Silver
one's
and
asking
Black.
for that either.
Yeah,
But
no,
that's
none
fine.
none of the things, and they're doing all of the things. Anyways, It's weird, so we'll see what happens. That means if Tom Holland's in it, that means Venom exists in the MCU. And I'm like, is that how Kevin Feige wants to do Venom?
No, not even close.
Now, if that little black goo stuff gets on Spider-Man when he's fighting Thanos, that'd be weird. Anyways, this doesn't even...
That'd be kind of forced.
It doesn't
even
feel
fit.
like an
Sorry.
MCU. It doesn't feel like MCU to me. It felt like a really bad...
So they won't even be able to
generic sci-fi deal.
reference Spider-Man.
I don't know, man. We don't know. Only Kevin Feige knows, and he's not saying anything, dude.
Well, he's certainly not wearing a Venom hat.
He's not wearing a Venom hat. There you go,
That
dude.
is very true.
He's just like he's all, hey man, embrace your anti-hero. Nah, man. Nah.
All right,
Embrace Aunt May. That's what I say.
dude.
All right.
So we're not here to talk about that, though.
So we're not here to talk about that, dude. Thanks for the hot news.
I just wanted to.
Hot
This is a podcast about our opinions, and
That's very true.
I need to have an opinion about that.
No, you're right, dude. You're right. So this episode, though, we are just going to get into the MCU. We're going to talk about it. We're going to give it some ratings. But before we give it some ratings, people got to know about the ratings. So since Fredo was being a big hot mess about it earlier, Fredo, give us the ratings.
Oh dear God! That's so.
What's the best? The best of the best.
The best of the best has got to go.
It's gotta go.
For some reason, it's got to go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been working. You guys are on episode 54. Something's working well.
We're making.
But for some reason,
Yeah.
if you love, you say, gotta go. We gotta go see
Gotta
this.
go. Because even though show is a let's go, like we're not saying we're the best, but we're saying there is something greater.
It's good.
There is something greater, and we're okay. We're humble enough to say there's something greater than that.
All right.
It's all right.
If you love it, it's a let's go.
Yeah, there you go. That's good.
With the theme song in the background.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, there was no good song that said "Gotta go." So we just picked "Let's go."
That's what determined it.
Yeah. Anyways, so then after that is a
Go.
go. That's
A
right.
go.
A go is like, hey man, like some people might think like
Venom is like a go.
yeah, Venom's like a go. I would even say the trailer is a go. It's like, oh, Venom looked cool at the end, but he didn't look any better than Spider-Man 3 Venom, so that's where I'm at on that.
Oh man,
Yeah, so
Bring
there
in
we go.
Spider-Man
Yeah.
3.
that's a spicy take right there.
Yeah. That's all. That church scene was cool. When
Hot take. Toby's dance scene in Spider-Man 3
I love it.
will have more substance than Venom.
There you go.
Oh man. Speaking of Spider-Man 3, the lowest we do is a
There we go. Is a
That's
don't
a
go.
great transition.
Is a don't go. Like, hey, don't go do that.
We're not
So,
going.
So there you go. Anyways,
There we go.
And if it's complete,
Inhumans was
Inhumans was trash juice. Inhumans,
go.
if it's completely like, man, I don't know, that's just trash juice.
Did they finish the run on ABC?
I don't even care, dude. I don't know.
No one knows.
I
if they
think right
finished
now,
the
like
episodes.
that was the
I
one
checked out,
thing.
man.
I believe
Checked
Kevin
out.
Feige was like,
They were
fine,
promoting
give
it
it to
so
them.
hard on ABC too.
They're
Stay
like-
tuned for the Inhumans.
They're all go to IMAX.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh, I would
I
have
would
been
have
so
been
mad.
I was gonna say I would have been so upset.
I wouldn't even
You
watch
gotta
that with
pay
Movie
a
Pass.
full ticket.
Yeah.
Full ticket price to watch the first episode.
to watch a TV show.
Yeah,
Man.
No thanks.
man, I'll just sit closer to my TV and be like, oh, this is how it felt.
You know, I was actually okay with that idea when they first announced it,
Yeah,
because I'm like, that actually could be kind of cool if they really make it cinematic. And I saw the first like poster and trailer for it and stuff. I'm like, oh
yeah,
yeah,
no, this is dumb.
nope,
This
nope,
looks
nope.
awful. In that trailer, oh man, with Black Bolt, and he like goes. I was telling you about that today. Where he
Oh
goes,
yeah.
but he has that face, like,
Then everything.
and then everything,
Yeah.
like the car,
The
flips
holding
and
in the
everything.
fart.
Yeah, the holding in the fart scene. Okay, so we're gonna get into all 18 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe
18.
movies, and we're gonna give them just our rough takes, our ratings, and we're gonna move on because we're gonna get prepared mentally, physically, spiritually for Avengers: The Infinity War. So as we get right out the gate in 2008, Marvel took a chance on an actor as a studio, and they put out Iron Man. So right off the bat, what is your rating on Iron Man?
What? Our rating for Iron Man?
Yeah, what is it? Go around, round table.
Iron Man's a let's go, man.
Yeah, it is a let's go.
I think that's actually fresh in my mind because we watched it with our kids this last week. Like split it up into 2 nights.
Yeah.
And sorry, you probably don't want me to get in details.
No,
guys
you can't.
go
No,
together.
jump in.
Go.
Jump in.
But dude, the CGI doesn't hold up super well, like special effects. But like the world building and the characters and stuff, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's all there. And I even noticed like a few things, like there's little heartstrings being tugged, like when you see Phil Coulson like show up
Yeah.
for the first time.
It's good going to
And
the rewatch.
and that first time he's like, I'm from the Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement and Logistics Division. And I remember being in the theater being like, like putting it together when he says like, I'm just go with S.H.I.E.L.D. like at the end. Everyone, I remember that theater. Everyone was like, what?
But that's already kind of retcon because they go, oh yeah, well we shortened it to S.H.I.E.L.D. But it's like
It's been that way. It's fine.
Yeah, but they've kind of said like
anyway.
S.H.I.E.L.D's been around.
But I just remember that moment though,
Yeah.
and so watching it again, I was like, dude, this is actually pretty good. And setting up Tony Stark, like it still stands up really, really well from a storytelling perspective. And you even hear him talk about because I think Pepper like challenges him at one point, like to like this is dumb, like you shouldn't do this. He was like, no, there's no other stuff. There's only the mission.
Yeah,
and there's only this. And I was like, oh, all right,
Yeah.
Age of Ultron.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I was like,
there's
oh,
already
cool.
hints.
Like that's already
he's focused.
that is like a
high three.
consistent thing with his character that you see develop through the movies, and it's not like because I remember some people are like Tony Stark would never. I'm like, no, like you see pieces of who he's going to be. Like
Yeah, people
right
focus
away.
so much on the humor side of Tony Stark too. I think they forget about those type of little character parts where he will do whatever it takes to fulfill. So
Well, he got real serious at the end of Civil War.
yeah,
That's for
Yeah.
sure. But,
oh yeah. So
yeah, Iron Man is a gotta go for me
it's a
too.
gotta
go.
It's a gotta go.
Dang. Oh,
Yeah, I love the casting, and then him being kind of rambunctious, a little like, unhinged a bit in the beginning is great. And then I'll never forget him coming out of the cave.
Oh,
crazy
that's
suit.
that part's great.
Such an iconic
I was going to say
scene.
that like it still is awesome.
Yeah, it's an amazing scene. Just that whole section of the movie is great. And then when he goes back to that same village in his like more upgraded
oh
suit,
yeah.
there's so many cool parts to that. So I mean, this might be a little hot take, but I actually like Terrence Howard a bit.
Oh,
I didn't find it to be a problem.
Tony!
But I think it's because I like him as an actor. So
Yeah.
maybe I can't I can't.
Dude, you can still
disconnect
like
the
Hustle and
actor.
Flow. You can still like Hustle and Flow.
and Crash.
And Crash, yeah.
Shout out Terrence Howard and Crash.
Yeah.
But that movie was so good.
Yeah.
I can go back and watch that any day of the week. So and the John Favreau directed.
Oh yeah, Jon Favreau.
It's just incredible.
Yeah.
So and that he puts himself in it, and then now his character like actually has developed across
Yeah.
these films is really
Yeah.
cool. So
Yeah, I'm with Matt. I give it a let's go. The things that take away is Terrence Howard. Man, that cat for whatever reason, he just doesn't feel like Rhodey to me. I felt like he was whiny. He doesn't command.
Yeah,
anything
that whole
from
movie,
me.
I was like, man, Don Cheadle was definitely an upgrade.
I'm just like,
oh,
dang,
for sure.
Can they
yeah.
Marvel special edition that deal and just put Cheeto in there? Because it bugs the heck out of me. Like when it's jarring, dude. It's jarring to me. I'm like, oh come on.
Oh man,
Just
even
Cheeto.
if they just like,
Cheeto it.
Cheadle put in Don Cheadle as Captain Planet, like that would just be
Put
such a
him in
great
there.
improvement.
And then the fight at the end with like Ironmonger, it was
fine.
It was whatever. It was kind of big boss battle.
It was
It
good
felt
for the
kinda,
time,
it
though.
It wasn't the best, but I think that's overall most Marvel movies have like a villain problem, and so
Yeah,
Let's Go is not bad. I think it's a great start to the universe. Like
Yeah.
the universe building's good, and then that Nick Fury like end scene. That's where
dude,
everyone was like,
my kids have seen like almost all these other movies,
Yeah.
and they saw this, and this was the first time they hadn't seen Iron Man. And I fast forwarded to that scene,
Yeah.
and they still like my oldest son looked at me like,
flipped out.
I'm
Yeah.
like, you've literally seen him in like several
yeah.
other movies.
You've seen the Avengers.
But there's something special
Yeah.
that I think they captured in that movie in general. Because
Yeah.
again, I remember that scene. We were sitting next to each other in the theater in
Hands were very
2008,
close.
and I was like, and
Yeah.
there was
It's
just
good.
nothing had happened like that before. And we're like, what the heck?
John Favreau on the red carpet the other day at the premiere for Infinity War said that they didn't know what they had. So like they had no sense of scope or scale of like actually building out this universe, and that this movie was just such a risk,
Yeah.
but they knew they had something, but it like was so risky still. And what a payoff.
Dude, those guys were pioneers, dude. Like they were like, let's take crazy actor who's been kind of a loose cannon. Let's take a character no one cares about, really. Like, dude, no one was caring about Iron Man, dude. They're like,
Yeah.
let's put all of our ducks in a row and make it happen. And it connected. It worked, dude. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
everyone's gonna.
Because I mean, you had superhero movies prior to that.
Yeah.
we've had them, but there was something different.
Remember, Iron Man came out the same summer as Dark Knight.
Man, that's crazy.
And they both did well. I mean, Dark Knight, I mean, it hit $1 billion and all that stuff, but Iron Man didn't. It wasn't like it got smoked. People were like excited about what's happening.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's move on to a couple months later.
To get through Iron Man.
Took
a while to get through Iron Man.
Yeah, it took a while to get through. That's all right.
What's
Iron
the first one? I feel like
Iron
that's what we're talking
Man
about.
came out in May 2008, and then The Incredible Hulk came out in, I think, June. Came out a month later in 2008. And so this was, I think it was a loose sequel to Ang Lee's. That's what they said. It was loose.
Interesting. Okay.
But
it was so
just
much
because
better.
It's weird because, remember, Paramount was putting these things out. They were the distributor of these films. This one was through Universal because Universal still has rights to the Hulk. So Disney did not come into the picture yet. They're still a couple movies away. And so this movie comes out. They completely just open it up with kind of an old school a TV show retelling of the origin.
During the credits.
During the credits,
which was so smart.
Yeah, I'm like, that's the way you should do it, dude. We already know Hulk blows up. Let's just get into a story. So we kind of jump into Hulk's been around. He's played by a different actor. Is not it's not our guy.
Oh, it's Eric Bana.
Yeah.
And Ang Lee.
No, Eric Bana and Ang Lee. I'm talking about. It's not. Mark Ruffalo,
who came after.
Yeah.
Ed Norton.
Ed Norton, who I actually liked a lot.
Liv
Thought he was
Tyler.
good. Yeah, Liv Tyler, dude. Like, you know.
Here's the thing, like this.
Ross
this,
is in there. Thunderbolt Ross.
This movie for me is another Let's Go, but I feel like it's like a higher Let's Go than Iron Man. I actually really liked this movie.
So you
a
have
lot.
tears within the Let's Go.
I mean,
hey,
it's a very simple system, and so there's a lot of room.
There's a lot of wiggle room.
There's a lot of nuance.
There's a lot of nuance in between it. A lot
just
of these
fun
are going to
to-
be Let's Goes, but I would say, like, for me, there's something. The Incredible Hulk, like, I just loved that. Having him fight Abomination was awesome.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that scene in the street was so good.
Dude, Tim, what's his name? Tim, the guy who plays Abomination. I can't think
yeah,
of his
no,
name right now, dude. Mr. Pink, dude. Not Mr. Pink.
Roth.
Tim Roth.
Tim
There we go.
Roth.
He's not
Yeah.
Mr. Pink. He's Mr.
Yeah. What was great
Mr.
about
White.
him is that
Was-
he
he
was
was
like
Mr.
such
White.
a
I think
Right?
he's Mr. White. Doesn't
such
matter.
like a Weasley character, but then when he changed,
So
man,
good.
he was like so massive
Yeah.
and
And you had this tie back to the Super Soldier program,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cap.
which you didn't have a Captain America movie yet. But
Yeah.
you had like
deleted scenes has Hulk in the ice, and there's like a composited scene.
I haven't seen the
Yeah.
scenes for that. That's
So
cool.
yeah, it's cool.
yeah. So what would you rate it, Justin?
Oh, I'd give it a Let's Go as well. I really like it. People say it's one of the worst Marvel Cinematic Universe
What?
movies.
No
I'm like, what are you
way.
talking about,
Dang,
dude?
no.
The design of Hulk's a little different. It's not as bulky. He's a little leaner, but
Oh, but dude, it
doesn't
looked
matter.
great.
Look great, dude. That scene where he fights Abomination and my favorite.
He rips the Humvee in half or whatever.
He
it is.
takes the squad car, the police car, and he makes like brass knuckles out of it, and there's
Yeah,
all
that was cool.
and he's just like boom.
Yeah, it's like his
part's
Doesn't
boxing.
he do something? To
It's like his
Abomination's
boxing gloves.
body too. Doesn't he grab him by like his shoulder or something? He has like this
He, like,
move.
Yeah, dude, the
Dude, he
fight
does
was
a couple.
Good. The fight was good.
I haven't seen it in a while, but there's some things that stick
They
out.
busted up Harlem, dude. It was
I was really sad to not see anything come about to follow that up. Just because I felt like it was such a strong story and it left things in such an interesting place.
yeah.
That it felt like once they get to Avengers a few years later, they almost kind of had to rehash some of that story. in a way.
Little bit. Well, I mean, I think
'Cause by the end of it-
he's gone. Remember, he's in the
He's gone.
He's in hiding.
He's in hiding, but what does he do? He's meditating to control the Hulk, right? Like
Yeah.
his eyes
Yeah.
change, but he smiles, and so you have to have an entire movie of. Mark Ruffalo did a great job, but you
Yeah.
have an entire movie of him kind of being like, I don't know, I don't want to change.
Yeah.
To where the end he's like, I'm always angry. It's like, okay, finally we got to the same place
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Do you know
That
what
was
I mean?
such a
So-
great line, man.
So
Oh
good.
my gosh.
Sorry, but what would
So,
you rate?
what would you rate it?
Incredible Hulk
I'm gonna give it a low. Let's go. A low.
Oh,
let's
man.
go.
on the low side of Let's
On the
Go?
low side.
That's fine, dude.
I'll watch it, but it's not something I'll say, hey, like, come over. I'm watching The Incredible Hulk. But
Right.
I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah.
So this was back during a time when we didn't have multiple superhero movies a year, really, except
Yeah.
for these two.
Yeah.
So then we jumped to 2010.
Wait, real quick
What?
before,
Oh, sorry.
since Iron Man was such a hit, they added that scene of him and Ross. In
That's
the bar.
right. That wasn't
Yes.
even in the original cut.
Yeah, it was in the original cut. They added that thing like, oh dang, like people.
And
got
they made
pumped
it
on Iron
sound
Man.
like the Avengers and Iron Man were someone
Yeah.
that were going to fight Hulk.
yeah,
Put
it's
a
like-
team
Implication.
together.
yeah.
Putting a team together to like take down things.
That
like
was the
Hulk. And I
rumors.
was
Like, oh, they're
that's
gonna fight the
interesting.
Hulk. But so anyway, because in the comic
happened.
it was Loki
Right.
put mind control on the Hulk, which there's elements of that in like
Age of Ultron.
in Avengers, like, oh, like they were gonna have to.
That's right. He does get him to kind of go a little
Yeah.
berserk in the.
that was the whole point of like, ooh, they're gonna try to get him to Hulk out. And remember, he has the spear. Anyways, jumping ahead. So go Matt.
2010
Yeah, 2010.
Iron Man 2.
It took 2 years to like, what are we doing?
to get another one in there. Yeah. And so I don't hate this movie as much as other people tend to.
Yeah, I don't either.
I remember there's a specific term for it, but the suitcase
Silver Centurion.
the Silver Centurion.
Yeah,
Yes.
that thing's awesome.
I remember seeing part of that like in the trailer and about losing my mind because again, like we hadn't had much. We had first Iron Man where it's this kind of awkward thing where he has this huge like robot thing putting the armor on him.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now we have this thing like, whoa, he carried that with him and and Black Widow's in it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Man, Black Widow is fantastic in this.
Yeah.
dude,
When she's in the boxing ring scene,
Yeah.
it's so memorable.
Scarlett Johansson.
In that hallway, dude, it was almost, what's her face, dude? Jim Halpert's wife, what's her name?
Karen?
Emily
Not
Blunt.
Karen, Emily Blunt. It was almost Emily Blunt.
Interesting.
But she had to go do Gulliver's Travels.
Oh,
Wow,
with
look
Jack
at you
Black.
digging into the facts,
Digging
man.
deep, dude. Just giving you a little
Wow.
bit of Easter
Justin
eggs.
came with receipts tonight.
Yeah, you know.
So, and I liked War Machine being there.
Yeah.
Don
Don Cheadle.
Yeah, Don Cheadle, the
Yeah.
upgrade. I thought
Justin Hammer.
I actually didn't.
He's fantastic,
Mind. Justin
dude.
Hammer was really good, and I
Oh,
didn't
man.
mind Whiplash, who was kind of a amalgamation of a few characters.
Who was he? Yeah, because I think I was talking to you about
Yeah,
it.
he
We're
was?
trying- we're
He
trying
was.
to figure it out.
He was Whiplash and Crimson Dynamo.
Crimson Dynamo. Okay, there you go.
Who was the Crimson Dynamo? Is actually like the Russian like stereotypical character.
That's
And so
right.
I
That
think
was
they
his
just combined.
accent was based off. Huh?
They combined his like backstory kind of stuff with
Yeah.
the Whiplash kind of thing, which obviously like you need something that's going to make more sense. You can't do
Yeah.
another Ironmonger, especially when you're adding War Machine into it, right?
Yeah.
But I remember the thing I didn't like about it was the resolution to the story. Like the solution for them winning was like, let's just fight back to back, and then
Oh yeah.
We're
But they
gonna
had that
make it.
one
I was
cool
like-
scene with the laser.
Dude,
the
there
no,
were
it
some
was super cool.
incredible scenes.
Yeah.
I'm not
in
saying
that-
it didn't
in
look
that
cool,
one.
but I
Yeah.
think just from a storytelling perspective, it didn't seem to really land as well as the first one did.
Yeah.
I liked Whiplash because it was probably one of the first times where you saw a villain who actually believed in what he was doing.
Yeah.
And avenging so many deaths that he thought like, who
Yeah.
makes this person the right to be like, judge,
And
jury,
him doing stuff on
executioner.
that racetrack, dude, was
Oh
just
yeah,
so cool.
Yeah. It was.
yeah. He's very solidified in his thinking and what he's doing. And people might have thought he was a little silly, but
I didn't.
I bought it.
I didn't get that.
totally bought it.
Yeah.
So.
It was good.
I'm a
even-
Mickey Rourke fan too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
This
was
was
like,
hot
I'm
off the
all
wrestler
for it.
too. They like brought him in.
Was that right after the wrestler?
Yeah.
After the wrestler, dude. So he
That
was
was
kind
a
of.
resurrection movie for him.
Yeah, it was
It
his
was serious.
comeuppance, dude. And so I was into Cheeto do that scene with Tony Stark in the Senate and going at it with Gary Shandling, like, and then even seeing Gary Shandling later on, like the Hell Hydra, like that. Dude, just
Oh gosh, that was
that's what's
such
so
a great
fun
build. Yeah.
on a rewatch. Is you get all these other textures of like, oh dang, he was Hydra, dude.
from
you know?
Yeah,
from the
and you
jump.
get Black Widow is one of the best things in whatever movie she's in.
Yeah, she was great, dude.
Yeah, she's good.
So another little thing that they actually said last year was that little boy who almost gets taken out. He's got the Iron Man helmet on. You know what I'm saying? In the end of the scene, end of the movie, where the big battle
Oh.
is. They say
Yeah.
that that's Peter Parker.
Stop it.
Why not?
Yeah, dude. Well, that's what Kevin Feige said. Oh yeah, it's Peter Parker.
That's
All right,
fine. That's
Okay,
cool.
it doesn't
Whatever.
have to be, but
I mean, it
That's
could
a
literally
neat
be
little
whoever they
insertion.
want
it's a
to.
little illustration. But this,
Well, that was actually Gamora.
yeah,
Now, if they
sure,
put that
man,
in the
whatever.
second Spider-Man movie, like that, depending on how they tell it, that could be pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's good, especially if Tony Stark dies in Infinity War.
Oh,
Okay,
easy,
so-
easy.
So at the end of this movie, the scene, the after credit scene, is New Mexico, and it's the Hammer.
the hammer.
Yes.
Yeah,
Agent
so,
Coulson goes out.
Yeah,
So, what would you
Such
guys
a
rate
cool
this one?
Iron Man 2?
So let's go.
It's a let's go for me.
All right, yeah.
What
I'd
would
say
you
it's-
call it?
Yeah.
I almost wanted to give it a go.
Yeah.
which isn't like I'm not. That's not framed like
It gets
poor-
a lot of
poorly
heat on
in my
like
mind.
world building, like it forced Avengers so much, but I don't feel like it did.
It moved it forward for sure. Like you
Yeah.
learn more about Tony's dad. You actually had the fake out of. I almost said Samuel Jackson. Of Nick Fury telling him, actually, no, you can't be a part of this thing we're building.
Yeah.
Which I thought was actually kind of cool
In-
that they
in
did
the
that
shot,
in a
like,
way because
You're not joining.
everyone
yeah.
was assuming like, oh, we're heading to the Avengers.
Yeah.
Like Tony's going to be part of it, and he's like, no, you're actually not a good fit
Yeah.
for this.
Just
Which was good. And actually, you had I'm trying to remember correctly, I want to say Wakanda showed up on a map in the background for something.
Oh, I think it did.
Ooh.
It did on the screen where they're looking at stuff. They have because they even have footage of the Hulk movie going on.
Yep.
Like there's things they have to check out. So Wakanda's been in the works for a while.
It's been around.
Those Easter eggs, man, they're
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah,
So
pick
with
'em-
that
pick 'em
hammer
up.
at the end of it, that leads us to again
Thor.
a year later. That was the only one for 2010.
Yeah, Thor.
So we have 2011 Thor.
Yeah.
I have a bone to pick with Justin on this one.
All right, pick it, dude.
Thor is just as goofy, if it doesn't have as many jokes, but it is just as goofy and makes Thor look like just as much a buffoon as Thor Ragnarok after rewatching it.
Not at all.
Yep, it does.
I know what you're talking
I
about.
I think the goofiness is meant to demonstrate his blind arrogance.
Yes, he's a fish out of water. Like there's these
He
things
gets
happening
tased
to
like
him.
2 times, 3
Yeah, but
times.
it's not because he threw
gets
a taser
backed
at a
into
wall.
by a car. Like there's all these things that are kind of like, like
Yeah,
you
but
just
that-
see the same. He does the same exact bits as he does in Ragnarok.
But it's not because of him throwing a ball at a wall. It is like, oh, he got backed into. He was groggy. He doesn't have his power.
Yeah.
He's just a dude. He's humbled, and so these things are happening to him. And
I just
so
think there's
that's
precedence for it. Like
That's
it
fine.
makes Ragnarok not feel completely out of the blue.
There's precedence for me to disagree
Mm-hmm.
with you. So
There is that. I mean, yeah, you're not stubborn at all. It's okay.
not at all.
You know what he did have in this that he didn't have in Ragnarok? Bleached eyebrows.
Did he have bleached eyebrows? His
Yeah.
beard looked weird too.
His beard and eyebrows were bleached. Like everything was like
Yeah,
blonde in this first movie.
It's like he didn't have enough time
and
to grow
going
his
back,
hair out.
going back and watching it, it is weird. Like
Yeah.
it's distracting the whole time.
Interesting.
I'm gonna have to go.
The opening scene with the frost giants that was so good,
So
man.
good.
Because I watched it in 3D the first time, and I was
Oh,
like,
did
"Wow,
you?
this is like amazing."
Uh,
But then it
Yeah.
like demonstrated his full power, all of Asgard in its glory, and then like ripped it all away from him in the middle of the desert with nothing. I like the metaphor. I like that picture as it developed because the scale of his power is so grand, but this little event was so small and like in the middle of nowhere, and it just had some cool parts to it. So
You know what it reminded me of, and I mean this in a good way. I know it's probably not going to be taken that way. It feels similar to me as Masters of the Universe movie in the 80s. Just when you had like the Warriors 3 walking down like the main street of a town, I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, like it feels like that. But I was like, and that's with me like saying I was completely into that as a kid. And so for me, it was like a good callback to that kind of feeling of like, whoa, like these people from like another world, but they're in ours. And dude, the Destroyer was
cool,
super
man.
cool.
That and the Infinity Gauntlet was in that. Remember that little chamber that as you walk by.
Yep.
But they're saying it was a fake because even in Ragnarok, Homegirl knocks it over like that's not real. Remember
Yeah,
the
it's
glove?
like
So it's like
fake.
the other side.
yeah,
So and then I wasn't
which
the,
they have yet to explain.
Was the
origin of
Tesseract in
gauntlet.
there?
the
The
Tesseract was
first
there.
movie?
Yeah, the Tesseract's there, and you
Yeah, the Tesseract's there, and then
which pays off in in Captain America in the next movie. You're like, oh dang, the Norse guys like hid that thing, and that's why Red Skull's going after it. So yeah, I thought Thor was good.
what else is there when they see the collect? Because the collector's in Thor, right?
No.
No,
He's not. He's not in.
He's
Oh no, it's in Asgard. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
the other thing I think to really talk about, maybe it's a good consistent thing to talk through as we go through this list, is just talking about the world building. This was another really significant one when you look
Yeah.
at the pieces that stuck around later.
yeah,
Yeah.
Dr. Selvig,
yeah,
you have
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Shoot, Hawkeye.
You have
Hawkeye's up there.
Coulson's growing prominence. Like
Yeah.
this was the first one where he was really like a big part of it.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
because he was when he was interviewing. He's like,
Yeah, you have what was I thinking? You have like the things in the Asgardian chamber, like little Easter eggs there.
Mm-hmm.
You have Loki, who like I think everyone agrees like one of the strongest
He's the
villains,
best.
Oh,
if
gosh,
not
yeah.
characters in
Yeah.
general that they've done in MCU. Like you have a lot of these things
He's
start
fantastic.
in this movie, and so I think it holds a lot of value even for what it does. Apart from, I still think the story and stuff stands up really well.
Yeah.
I think so. It's really, I like it. I remember when I watched it, the one thing I think walking away from it, I wanted to see more Asgard in it. I think they were on Earth a long time, but going back on my rewatches, I don't mind it so much.
Yeah, I think it's just a choice that they made, and it's fine. But I think if
It was
if
a
it was
big deal.
ideal, it would have been better for me if they didn't try to equate Asgard with like technology and stuff, like saying that saying that magic and science were the same thing. I was like, I get it, and it makes things a little easier and cleaner for them to do. later, but it bummed me out because
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's the one character you have that's based in like mythology and
Yeah,
stuff. And
preserve the magic.
Yeah, and now he's an alien, and that's how you know what I mean, and that's how you
Yeah.
do that now. So that was just kind of a bummer.
Yeah. Kenneth Branagh like directing that was a big deal too. It was like, oh dang, you
Oh, yeah, yeah.
got him to direct Thor. So that was it. Came with a little bit of like some pedigree. Like, oh okay, all right, Marvel,
Right.
you're doing some good stuff. So all right.
So what do we
all
rate
good.
it?
For me, it's still let's go there. It's not my like not my favorite, but it's good. It's a solid entry.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's a
Yeah.
let's go for me as well.
So
Another low. Let's go.
Low, let's go.
Low,
All
let's
right,
go.
right on the bubble.
all right, dude. And it introduced Darcy, who I think's adorable.
Oh gosh, no.
Maybe that's what we're
could have
gonna
been-
disagree.
Yeah, she could have been out of the film.
All right, well,
The one thing she
Nothing
added
changes.
was
You can take Terrence
was
Howard.
Meow Meow.
meow meow. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Meow Meow was funny.
Meow meow.
No.
She's obnoxious though. Like I didn't care about her character
All right.
all that much.
All right.
All right. So what do we got next?
Oh, you know.
Oh, I know.
The
I know.
first
I'm
Avenger.
just posting that. as
Captain
a
America,
question.
the first Avenger. Also the worst title.
America. Captain America, that is.
The first Avenger, FYI.
I love this movie so much.
Yeah,
I don't even
it's
need
good.
to belabor why I love it. It's just really, really good.
Joe Johnson, great director of The Rocketeer. He just made that movie happen and it felt
Hugo
so good.
Weaving as Red Skull.
Who needs to
Man,
come back?
incredible casting.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about on the way over here.
Yeah.
Such a good casting for
Tommy
him.
Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, just being Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Even the CGI to get Chris Evans to be so small.
Dude, it still looks.
it just
really
works,
good.
man.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch it today, it just works. And
I
then the
didn't know
scene
what
of
they
him
were doing
getting
with
beat
Chris
up.
Evans at first, but man,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
like
believe it.
What? It was
Why
almost
are you
Jim
getting
Halpert
Johnny
was almost
Storm?
Captain America.
Why are you doing Johnny Storm?
Dude, someone
he's
got
an
into him and said, "Hey, this is not Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
You're Captain America." And like
It
he
was-
was so different.
It was like, oh,
Stan-
So different.
Stanley Tucci.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
was
that's
incredible.
right. He's in here.
Dude, Haley Atwell, like she was
Sorry, I
great
just need to-
Yeah, she was good.
Agent Carter. What it says? Tommy Lee Jones. I already said that right.
Howard
Howard Stark.
Atwell is.
That's
really,
the one
really
thing
great.
that was weird with me. I'm like, they just hired a different Tony Stark. Like he doesn't even look like.
Yeah, he was so young.
what's his
and-
face?
Well, they fixed it
That's
later
weird.
though.
Yeah,
You didn't think so?
I don't think they fixed
They
it.
brought back the same guy. So you have like the young Tony Stark. I mean Howard
he-
Stark and the older Howard
Yeah,
Stark.
Howard Stark just didn't. He doesn't. Seem
How
like
do you
the
not
same
make
dude.
that contract work though?
I don't know, man.
It's a pretty crucial side.
I mean, they could
character.
have de-aged what's his face from Mad Men. Like,
That's
give
true.
some color in his hair. Like he just. But like, I actually prefer the Howard Stark that was in First Avenger and the Agent Carter show. What the guy? I can't
Yeah.
think of the guy's name, but he's on
Is
freaking
it
Preacher. and
Dominic
stuff as well.
Cooper?
Dominic Cooper. There you go. I feel like
yeah.
he just feels.
great.
He feels like Tony Stark's dad.
He feels like Tony Stark in the 40s. Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
He really does.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I don't even want. I mean, because we can't spend a ton of time
Yeah.
on each of these because there's so many. So
Red Skull
I,
though, woo, he's great.
I just this movie.
Him boxing too, even as a weakling. He's like, I can do
Yes.
this all day.
Yeah.
In the alley. Oh man, I'll never forget that scene.
and that
Yeah.
pays off later in the
Yeah.
movies too.
Yeah.
Like there's so many cool things.
so much
man.
heart. There's like the heart of Captain America even before
The beginning
he-
of Bucky's journey.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
You're
yeah.
like,
Even getting the corny like suit in there in the montage of like
Yes.
like selling the war bonds and stuff. I think they did
punching
they,
Hitler.
They took punching Hitler.
Yeah.
They took something that's really cornball and made it work. So
They really did.
Marvel
They did.
handled it, and I
And
never,
made him like to truly reflect like what you see in the comic books as being like one of the most like badass people in the Marvel
Yeah.
universe.
Yeah. And then the
All my
end credit
bullies.
scene was just so
the
good,
lead-in,
man.
the
The
lead-in.
lead in. I remember being
Yeah.
in the theater. There was
As a lead into
so
Avengers.
much
Yeah.
hype because even at the end of the showing of Captain America, after the end credit scene, they ran
Yeah.
that trailer that shows all the Avengers at the table
Yep.
and the shield playing and Tony making a crack at Thor.
Yeah.
Like, oh man,
was
it just got
good.
you so ready for something really cool.
Such a good movie.
So what do
dude.
you guys? I mean, we'll move on and talk about that next.
Captain
episode.
America's a gotta go.
Yeah, that's a gotta
for me.
go, dude.
Gotta
Yeah.
go.
It's perfect to me because there's not a thing in that movie that I'm like, why didn't they do this?
gosh,
How come they
it's
didn't
so
do
good.
that? It's a really good movie.
That's very good.
So,
The only crime is to not have Haley Atwell in more movies.
yeah, well, she died.
I know.
Spoilers.
You gotta get old.
Yeah, dude, come on, dude. Like,
All right.
either grow up or get out, dude.
Marvel's The Avengers.
Marvel's The Avengers.
Yes. Talk about something groundbreaking, man. When I remember seeing the trailers for this, and they have that scene, the highlight of that sweeping shot that goes around them standing in that circle.
Oh yeah, New York. Yeah.
And
Everyone's
it was
looking
just something
awesome, getting
special.
their
You're
powers
just
going.
like, what the heck? Like, there's been nothing like this before.
And then Black Widow just takes her little gun out. So I'm like,
Like, what?
I ain't doing
You're not
that.
going to do anything.
Hawkeye and his bow.
He's like, I'm gonna use my net bow, my net arrow. Anyways,
No, but even the banter, like that initiates the banter in the movies. Like Stark turning to Thor and said, "Nice swing, Point Break." Like,
oh gosh,
or tighten up, Legolas.
tighten up,
Like there
Legolas.
was so many just things where like, dude, this just works. It's so good.
The Hulk and Thor dynamic was great. Like punching him, like that one scene where he punches him, you don't even expect it. It's so good.
That is a really good one.
And Loki, dude, was that's where it cemented him as like, oh dang, dude, he's awesome.
Yeah, he was like the real deal. That scene in Germany where he's like making people bow.
to me.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, whoa, okay.
And
When he
Cap-
says you were a people made to bow, or you were a people made to serve a king, like, or made to be ruled. There was, oh man, there's so much in there. Like, oh,
And then Captain
gosh,
America is like, never been much for that or something like that. And I was like, damn.
Oh, he rolls up, dude.
Last time
in
I
that
saw
terrible cap
Dictator.
suit. Yeah.
And then freaking Tony Stark taking
yeah.
over the speakers in the Quinjet to play
Love it.
AC/DC
Yeah.
when he comes in. Like,
Even the
So many good
even like
things,
the body language of whoever's in that Iron Man suit or CGI or whatever is really good. He does that nod to Cap. He's like, Captain. Like
Yeah.
there's like this like, all right, how you doing? But you can feel like that it's Stark in there.
yeah. How do you guys feel? So I think it's
Dost
cool to
thou,
bring.
mother, know you wear the drapes. Shakespeare in the park
Oh man, Shakespeare in the Park.
is good.
Remember when they were talking? Oh no, they were talking about like Thor being a god.
Yeah.
He's like,
Oh,
there's
God.
only one god, man. He doesn't dress like that.
Yeah.
Well, there's like a humility to Cap,
Yeah.
and like this like a childlike, I don't know,
Yeah.
like he's like humbly entering this team, and
It
everyone
feels
else
like
is
a
just
true continuation of each of their stories in
Yeah.
a way, and especially Cap, because
Yeah.
you're like, you end his movie with like, where am I? Like, I don't know anything,
yeah.
and I think it feels like a natural progression of his
he
story in that way.
becomes. I feel like he's Cap in his first movie, but in this one, I feel like he becomes Captain America because
Yeah, he leads that team.
because at first he's a soldier and he's like, why should we distrust Nick Fury? And like Tony Stark's like, yeah, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
And so then on his own discovery in the old school
Dude,
way,
he's like, that guy over there is playing Gallagher.
that was funny, dude. It,
You have Maria Hill being introduced in this movie.
yeah. I mean, I liked Maria Hill. I just thought she'd be have a little more to do. But
Yeah, because when you see her in other media, like she definitely has a little more of a presence.
Yeah, she's
and
pretty
you haven't
awesome.
gotten that in any of these movies.
Nope.
World Council is
Oh, yeah.
introduced in this
Yeah,
one,
well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
which comes
Group.
back in
Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
and also in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at one point.
Oh, okay.
The TV show.
Oh, that whole group is
Yeah.
really interesting. Okay.
Not the whole group, one of the guys specifically.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's
So.
that continuity, man. Like, it's not an easy thing to do. I mean, just look at the X-Men.
Yeah.
But
They're not even
Try
trying.
not
but you
to.
just see it
Look at
consistently, like it's all lining up
Yeah.
and seems to add up pretty well. I don't love the Chitauri being just like fodder and stuff like that, but I get you need something like
It's the Avengers,
It didn't
dude. No
feel
one
like a
cares.
big enough. In retrospect, this is totally nitpicking.
Yeah,
by the
yeah.
way. Like, I like the movie a lot. Was just thinking of like one big villain for them to have to fight. Like, it was like, all right, here's like a bunch of aliens. Like,
Like
that makes
army of
sense for the
guys you
first
want to
one.
punch
Against-
around. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think
But the way they've used that in all the other movies subsequently is
Oh
brilliant.
gosh,
It's
yeah.
brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
And
So,
TV
A
shows.
la Spider
Netflix
Spider-Man
stuff,
Homecoming.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So with this being Mark Ruffalo's first outing as Hulk, I thought he did a great job.
Oh, he
like,
was incredible.
You immediately are like, man, like I didn't miss Norton anymore because at first I was like, dang, I really wish I got to see Norton.
I
do
know,
this, dude,
right?
'cause I really liked him, but Mark Ruffalo was great, man.
Did a great job.
That scene where Natasha goes to recruit him.
Yeah.
And
so
like
good.
there was a lot of tension that they just
Well, you just
pulled
see
off.
like he just played the character so like on edge.
Yeah.
Where you're
Yeah.
like, oh, like that's like
Yeah, he can freak out at any moment.
Yeah.
And you're
so
all,
that was really-
he's like by yourself, huh? And it's like he's surrounded. There's a surrounded.
Dude, and her scene again, Black Widow, freaking Scarlett Johansson, man.
Yeah.
When she like is
Taking out
being
those guys.
interrogated, but then like is like, oh, fine, and then just like flips around and takes out all these dudes. It's just so
I like it. Coulson's
good.
on the phone listening. He's like, oh, like she's just like beating the crap out of these guys. She's on hold. So Hawkeye got the short end of the stick on that one,
He did.
and I think even Jeremy Renner like felt that way. Like, yeah, dude, I was
Yeah.
under control.
Well,
It was a weird way to introduce the character.
Yeah, they could have done something different. I think. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, they
I
kind
mean,
of took a stab at it at Ultron. Like,
that's what I was
that
gonna
already
say.
happened
We can
one
get
time.
we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
get there. We can.
All right,
Like,
so
did you write that in, Jeremy?
yeah. Oh gosh.
All right,
We're
took us
gonna-
25 minutes to get through phase 1.
Yeah, dude, it was good, man.
But Avengers.
And then it ends with Thanos, and that's where people
Oh,
like
gosh.
nerds lost their minds. Other people were like, "That guy's got big teeth."
He's smirking on the throne, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
He turns around.
He turns and smirks.
When-
Well, they say to challenge them is to court death.
Yeah.
And Thanos' whole thing is being
Yeah.
obsessed with
Yeah,
impersonating death.
and he's like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, who? And what it was like, Mister like the guy? Who were those guys? The little alien guys?
It's
Chitauri.
It's a priest of.
The Chitauri.
yeah.
So
Yeah, dude.
that was
So, I mean, that was our
good.
first glimpse of Thanos. Pretty big deal.
yeah.
I would say Avengers stands up really well still.
Yeah.
Again, rewatching these recently.
Dude,
And
it's
that's
such
Yeah.
it's a let's go for me.
Yeah, it's let's go for me as well.
Really? I give the first one a gotta go.
Nice.
Okay, there you go. That's good.
Yeah.
good.
I'll watch the Avengers any day of the week.
Yeah, it's good. There's some hand like there's this one waitress in the movie. I'm like, why is she getting so much like time? Like,
wanna show
they set her
someone
up.
that was
They
saved
set her
by
up. She was
Captain
like,
America.
Captain America saved us. He saved all of
Oh,
us.
dude,
Oh,
just
man.
I know we're like we need to move on, but like
she was
Captain
a little girl
America,
on Growing
like,
Pains, FYI. If you're like
Nice.
wondering where she came from.
Captain America, like the way that different characters interacted with him fighting and
Yeah.
with the shield and stuff. It's just
Oh, there's that part
so
where Iron
good.
Man shoots his like beams on his thing, and Cap's like, shield.
Yeah, we even mentioned the fight in the woods between Thor and
Oh, yeah.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
It's so gosh,
That's
so
good.
much good stuff. In
The
there.
obligatory like we're gonna fight. Like some people hate it. I like it though. Like okay,
Oh,
let's
it's great, man.
let's like see what we can
Yeah,
do.
I mean, I don't love that, but I thought they did it well.
Yeah. The only thing that was weird is like I thought Thor couldn't get back, but then he can. Like remember
Yeah, it's
the
fine.
Rainbow Road is destroyed and all
There's
that
other
stuff.
ways,
But like
yeah.
that's still something they didn't really like explain well.
He just shoots up, man. He's
He's just like I'm there. Like
Right.
hey, Heimdall,
the hammer.
send me out.
he's the
So-
god of hammers, man.
He's the god of.
So
So
let's-
are you not the god of hammers? No. All right. Iron Man 3, man. This is a contentious
Beginning
one.
of Phase 2. Huh?
This is a
Beginning
hot
of Phase
take.
2.
This is a hot take of a movie.
2013.
I will say, I liked it.
I like it too.
You have to take the twist for what it is and not what you want it to
Oh,
be.
I thought the
That's
twist
in my
was
opinion.
great, dude.
I didn't mind the twist. Now, granted, I'm not a huge comic book guy, but I didn't mind the twist. I like that he loses everything. I like that he has to restart. I like that he's dragging his suit.
Yeah.
I like that he's dealing with something. He's having like PTSD over
Yeah.
what happened. And
In Avengers.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
there's
again,
some
it was good
ramifications.
continuity.
So
Even the ending too, the desire to have all those robots kind of be for him and not him, and then they come back.
I like that he's so smug that he calls out, like, he's all, hey,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
my address. Here I'm at. Come get me. Come at me. Like,
Which again is consistent with his character.
yeah. Just
With his
destroy
like, I
everything.
remember at the end of Iron Man, I was like, wait, you're not going to do the he's your bodyguard thing and the secret identity thing? You're not going to do that? But this is consistent with that.
Oh, dude, that was crazy. Even
right.
that,
I
I was
didn't
like,
even think
oh,
about that.
okay. He's not going to be his bodyguard. It's just him, dude. So I like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, going back to that. That was a good
It was good. I thought the twist was fine. I didn't love superpowered Pepper Potts.
Didn't like that. I thought that was good.
It was fine. That was one
That's
of the
her
first
just
times
wanting a bigger
that
part.
Yeah.
that was one of the first times that how it should have ended. Cartoon like video. I was like, no, like you guys,
You guys
that's,
right.
that's fair.
They're
You're
usually
right.
right. Most of the
Yeah.
time. They're right.
Oh yeah, no.
I didn't like Aldrich Killian so much. Being this like weird like version of, oh gosh, what the heck? Who's he supposed to be?
He just seems slimy to me. He's
Well,
like
he
kind of more
wasn't
of a slimy
the-
creep. Than,
He wasn't the. So he wasn't.
I
He
know,
was supposed to be truly the Mandarin or whatever,
Yeah,
but that's like
he wasn't.
such a problematic character to bring.
I think they just straight up.
Into
But then
things
they
and-
referenced him finally.
But I think the fact that they did it this way was really like one of the only ways you can do it, like
But
without
they-
it being
they-
a stereotype.
What
You know,
was the hidden scene that it was in? What was it in? Like the after credit scene where they actually referenced because Justin Hammer's in prison with.
that was in one of the shorts.
Was it a short?
Yeah, it was one of the
And
Marvel
they're
shorts
like-
on like a DVD release.
Okay, and they were like, "Oh,
Like the real Mandarin
the
is
real
like,
Mandarin is still out there, and he's not happy." And so it's like, "Oh, dang, dude!" So then maybe they will go there.
yeah.
So-
So I don't know. I don't want to belabor it.
Yeah.
Iron Man 3,
I like it.
I like it. It's a go for me.
it's a go for me too.
I would say it's a go. It's not.
I
it's
laughed
not like-
really, really hard at the twist. By the way,
Oh, I thought it was great.
Oh, and when he stumbles out.
Oh
yeah.
gosh, dude, it was so good.
Because it was, dude, that stuff was scary. When you're watching those videos, like, I will destroy you. Iron
Dude, he
Man.
was so good. Yeah, sorry,
then
I thought it was
Ben
great.
Kingsley, man.
Yeah. And you know what? When that rescue scene was awesome when everyone's falling out of the plane. Dude, that was a great
Oh
sequence.
my gosh, that's right.
That was really cool.
That was a great sequence.
And you had a big defining character moment for Tony at the end there with getting the arc reactor removed from his chest,
Yeah.
Yeah.
destroying the suits, like all like that was a pretty bold direction
Yeah.
for him. I mean, that of course they retconned. Like,
Yeah,
I'm talking about it.
nothing came from it, but it was great.
But at the time, it was like, whoa, okay,
Like, oh,
that's-
yeah, we're doing something.
And again, just like the other Iron Man movies, you have this progression of his and Pepper's relationship. I think too, like it's kind of a keystone of what you see.
Cool.
So-
All right, Thor: Dark World.
This wasn't as bad as I remembered it being rewatching it, but it also still wasn't great. No, I think because here's the thing: it was a big improvement with costume and design.
Yeah.
Just
That's
the way
true.
the characters
Yeah.
looked, it looked way better.
The Dark Elves looked amazing.
Yep,
Yeah.
they looked really cool. I forgot how rad the cursed like that dude looked.
Oh,
Like, I was like, dude, that's actually really cool. I didn't. I was tired of Natalie Portman. I feel like as Jane by the end of the first Thor movie, and so having more of her in Asgard, I was like not interested. She's like the Pam to Sif's Karen.
Well, you felt like
Sorry, I was trying to play to Justin's
Yeah.
preferences there, but
No,
it didn't
I
work.
would disagree.
But it was like okay. Christopher Eccleston, like it's a bummer.
Wasted.
I felt
Wasted-
like waste because
wasted
he was super
opportunity.
cool.
He could have just spoke English, and they could have had a translator that made it work. Like,
I didn't mind the Elvish like language. It just felt like the story wise, it just felt so
he has no
like
charisma in that movie.
no,
And
it was
he's
just
he's
so
a good
cold,
actor,
so
man.
dead.
they should have had Peter Jackson come in and like coach them. Like, here's how to be elves,
Right?
dark elves.
It's gotta be dark elves.
So I liked Thor and Loki's story.
Oh
Yes.
gosh, man, Loki in this one is phenomenal
Yeah,
to me.
I love the little
loved
Captain
him.
America bit. That was great.
Oh, dude, so good.
Yeah,
And having him like that scene felt like really real. Like when
Yeah.
they're deceiving them at the end, and then Loki supposedly dies.
yeah.
Yeah,
He
dude.
swaps with
it's-
his. Oh
You know what?
gosh,
his,
man,
his mom's Viking funeral. That thing is great.
that was really
Yeah,
good.
it was really
powerful.
beautiful.
They gave you some feelings.
That's how they should have sent out Padme.
Heimdall as Austin as general.
Yeah.
As Austin as
Oh
always.
gosh, yeah. Talk about a man. Idris Elba as him is just so good, man. He
Yeah.
finally gets, I think, his share in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
yeah,
But, I'd love to actually see.
He had
him
it a little bit in this one, too.
yeah, a little
Infinity
bit,
War.
but yeah, it would. Yeah, I'm like.
I don't want to say too
sometime.
much, but I feel like I'd love to see. I have a theory. We'll talk
We don't
about
know.
it later.
By the time this episode comes out, Infinity War will be out.
Yeah, who knows?
That's
Yeah.
true.
So I give it. I just get to the rating. I give it a go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still sticking with a go.
Yeah.
Like I don't think
It's
it's
a go. It's a go
bad.
for me.
You should see it, but don't.
It's
a go.
one of the weakest, I
Yeah.
think, of all of the movies, but I don't think it's a
Yeah.
bad movie.
Yeah.
So,
All right, up
then we have
next.
follow up Captain America Winter Soldier.
That's gotta go,
Oh,
man. That
gosh,
thing's a
gotta
gotta
It's
go.
a gotta go.
Boom.
I don't even need to talk
Come on,
about
man,
why.
let's not even talk about
Moving
this.
on.
It's
Gotta go.
freaking good.
Captain America:
God.
Winter Soldier. If you haven't seen it, man, that
Watch it
movie,
tonight. Stay up late
so
and just
good.
watch and enjoy.
Like I want to
this
watch
movie.
it after this.
It's the best.
That's
That's the
what I
best
wanna
one,
do.
dude.
Such a good movie.
Captain Black Widow, good. Just everything's
Fury
great.
being killed,
Oh man,
quote unquote.
quote unquote. Hydra being
Dude,
taken
that
down.
scene with him
Robert
getting
Redford.
taken out like in that car and getting chased down was gosh.
Yeah.
All the
of them.
Avengers
All of
being
them.
identified on the computer screen
Have
as
you guys
future
seen-
threats.
Have you
Yeah,
guys
Doctor
seen
Strange is
Yeah,
the?
Doctor Strange is
Have you guys seen the video that they released like this last week of the rehearsal footage for the elevator fight?
No.
It showed like rehearsal footage of them like rehearsing like that fight with Chris Evans.
yeah.
It looked so intense.
Oh wow!
So let's just honor him because he's gonna die soon.
One of my favorite fights was on the highway.
Oh
Winter
Yep.
Soldier and Black Widow. I'm like,
yeah.
man, he was so menacing. I was actually like afraid, like, dude, the Winter Soldier. How do you get to stop this guy?
Pretty awesome,
Yep.
dude.
So
Dude,
good.
some guy
Exactly.
who's that badass, dude, who's like, hey, I'm gonna put some makeup on too before I go out and do this.
Sebastian Stan.
Yeah, dude.
Well, that's
So,
what's interesting is because you have the comic book. He actually has a domino mask still.
Yeah.
So they didn't do that. So you have to have something.
What was a
to kinda cover
callback to
stuff
his
up.
like Bucky suit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Domino. So, anyways, that movie
Anyway,
is my absolute.
gotta go. Like,
it's my number one Marvel movie. I still.
Oh,
It's
dang.
in my top.
We haven't
Soldier.
gotten there yet.
It's in my top 5.
It's there.
It's in my top for sure.
It's my top.
Same
Guardians
here.
of the Galaxy. Oh gosh,
Guardians
Gotta
of the Galaxy.
Go.
Gotta go, dude. That movie did something. This is where Marvel's like, we'll do whatever, dude. They probably flipped a coin. What do we do? Do we do Guardians of the Galaxy? do we do that weird miniseries Brute Force where the animals wear robot outfits, or do we do freaking like Devil Dinosaur or whatever the heck? Let's just make a movie of Alf because we used to own the rights to do more Alf comics. We'll put it in the MCU. They just said we don't care. We're gonna do whatever we can, and it's my second favorite.
Yeah, it's
wow.
This one's in my top 5 too.
So
you talk
good.
about a hodgepodge of like characters and funkiness and colors. But man, from the script to the story to the visuals, like I don't know. I was watching this movie with my friend. I turned to him. I was like, I'm having the time of my life. I felt like I was watching a Star Wars movie again because it had that kind of Western and space feel. And that prison breakout scene is still got to be one of the most amazing scenes. Yeah, just outside the superhero genre, like one of the best scenes you'll ever see.
It's really good, dude. I this one's like interesting for me. I feel like it's like I flip between Let's Go and I Gotta Go. Just because of the Care Bear stare at the end.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say that's my only problem too. That's my only problem with it.
Yeah,
where I was like, I like the dance off because the
dance off's funny because he's trying to distract him.
But the whole like we're holding hands together. Like, what does that mean?
And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you're actually have like eternal blood in you or whatever. I'm like that. It just didn't feel like a great. And then you still had the same villain problems with
Ronan the Accuser.
Ronan the Accuser was not great.
He
looked
Ronan the
like
Accuser.
Okay. Rewatching this one again, looked awesome. Having Thanos was great.
When he threw
Nebula
the stone into him, that's a really cool
Nebula
scene.
was cool.
Yeah, Nebula was cool.
So it's not there wasn't cool things. I was just like it just felt like all the interesting conflict was within the team.
Okay.
And kind of situational and not as much like there's this bad guy. I'm like,
Yeah.
And again,
Ronan's pretty bad too. Like,
and they don't lean into it as much as the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yeah.
But there are moments where you still undercut the sincerity of moments with a joke. Where like for me, like you just have to pick your moments to do that and not do it all the time because then it starts not feeling like you could take anything seriously. I think they have the balance here for sure.
Yeah.
But I think you can see the start of what kind of went out of whack for the second one for me. So I would say it's like a high let's go for me.
Yeah.
I really liked the at the end of Thor though they have that scene with Volstagg and
with the Collector
Lady Sith going to the Collector dropping off. So you got that first vibe of like, oh, this is going to be different,
Toro, man.
you know.
Yeah, he was really interesting.
He was
man.
different. My favorite
Howard the Duck
scene,
at the end of the movie.
Yeah, that was. Oh, see,
I love that James Gunn doesn't care about end credit scenes. Like, let's give him something stupid.
Yeah, something
Showing Howard
stupid.
the Duck.
I liked it though, but you know my favorite scene was Groot, like We Are Groot. That scene.
We are.
Oh, dude, tears
really
were like,
good.
See, and they all have buy-in. There's all like they all are making some kind of sacrifice.
Yeah.
For this sense of mission and what they're doing as the Guardians,
and it makes sense. It doesn't feel
even
forced.
Rocket.
Yeah, the soundtrack, freaking fantastic. But even the score is good. Like the Thor, the score is really good in that film. And so, I think it next to the Avengers theme, the Guardians of the Galaxy has a really good.
It's true.
Like,
no,
theme.
I totally agree.
Like Marvel has
I'm really interested to hear
struck
that.
It really, like they haven't had a whole bunch of solid like themes. I don't think. Like I think the Thor one, when it comes back at the end of Ragnarok, you're like, oh, there's the Thor theme. Like, good thing you brought that back.
They're still trying to find, I think, a distinct.
And
sound
Captain
for
America:
each
First
character.
Avenger had a really great score in general, but there wasn't one like memorable. There's not like that Superman theme moment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. They're trying, but
I think
that's fine. Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's gotta go.
We
gotta
liked
go
it
for me.
Yeah. So let's go for me.
It's a let's go.
I love the ending because you're like, oh shoot, what's his origin?
Yeah.
So
it's good stuff. All right, Avengers: Age of Ultron. There's good parts.
This movie kind of gets worse the more I watch it.
Yeah,
dude, there are so many issues with this. Even though I like Ultron a lot. I love the tie-ins to certain phrases he uses, whether or not you think they're like a little forced, but his infatuation with Dee Dee and like ending all that's wrong. And,
I didn't like his design at all. He looked like a stupid Ram robot face.
Yeah, design was not good.
He did look like a Dodge Ram. Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah.
And it was like just like you had Tommy Lee Jones just be Tommy Lee Jones and Jeff Goldblum just be Jeff Goldblum. This was just James Spader being James Spader. Which for me doesn't fit with Ultron at all.
No, it was just Joss Whedon going, "Oh, I think it'd be cool if this guy just did this."
Yeah.
I liked Scarlet Witch. and I liked Quicksilver.
I did.
Actually. Like, I didn't think I
You
would.
liked his accent?
I didn't mind his accent.
It was
You
fine.
didn't see that coming?
You didn't see that coming. The Count.
Dracula
Dude,
laughing.
I did as a fan of speedsters. I did like the special effects though, like what it looked like when he ran, like the little kind of
You're an
wisp
appreciator
of things. I'm an
of speedsters.
appreciator of speedsters.
The only, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't care for the Black Widow Hulk connection.
Oh, yeah,
Not for the
that
same
was-
reasons
yeah.
that everyone. I
That's
think everyone
trash.
else is like, oh, it like does weird things to her, like her empowerment and stuff. Like it's not that at all. It just felt like a weird pairing to
It
me.
was- yeah,
that
it was
just
really
didn't
weird.
seem natural.
Yeah.
I would have rather. Okay, here's where I'm gonna. Hopefully, you guys agree with me, so we won't have to all like say the same thing. But they freaking ruined Hawkeye in a moment where they could have made Hawkeye freaking cool and spun him on to his own Netflix series where he's managing the apartment complex and deals with the Russian mobsters. They gave Homeboy freaking house in the woods. I'm like, he could have totally been like paired up with like
Yeah.
Black Widow a little. They could have even talked about their failed relationship, things like that. Instead, they gave Hawkeye a family where they only did that as a way to make you think, oh, they're going to kill Hawkeye off, and then they don't. Spoilers: they kill off Quicksilver in the moment where you think
Yeah.
they're going to kill Hawkeye.
Right.
It was
They only-
it was an
setup.
obvious bait and switch for
It was a bait
sure.
and switch, and it sucked. They could have gave the Avengers a house to hang out in. It didn't matter. It could have been
Yeah.
Nick Fury's house he was hanging out in.
It
think
might have
it's
been
fine.
Whedon trying to ground the hero into the family like dynamic. You know, it was a stretch. The
didn't
one thing
need
that
to.
carried it for me though was the conversation between Tony and Cap as they're cutting wood.
Oh, dude,
Like,
yeah, I
there
was
are
just gonna say
massive
that.
just splinters that you start to
Yeah.
see that like obviously have big ramifications. Oh yeah, you like that?
I like that. That was good, dude.
Hey,
Splinters.
sometimes I'm funny.
Hey.
Hey, but yeah, you see those
then Nick Fury
places.
comes back.
You see those pieces being set in place
Yeah.
to head towards Civil War.
Yeah, but they need to be at Hawkeye's house to do it. That's all. It could have been.
Well, because I mean, what's his face?
But then you wouldn't
Ultron
have
was
had-
on the grid. He was all over the grid.
Yeah.
So the idea they go to this house is
Well, they could have still had the house. I'm saying
It was their
just could've
Teenage
been-
Mutant
it
Ninja
could've been-
Turtles moment. Come on,
it
man.
was. It could have been Nick Fury's house though. Like Nick
Yeah.
Fury's like, hold up, because he was hanging out in there in the barn anyways. Like, hey,
yeah, just the overall direction of that was just there were so many tough things.
there's good stuff. The stuff
I
in
liked
the beginning was
liked
good.
Claw. I liked the introduction of Vibranium, like the thing with vibranium. That was good because it puts Wakanda on the map a little
Yeah.
bit more.
The Hulkbuster fight.
That was good. Yeah,
And as weird
big.
as it sounds, the trailers
Veronica.
got so many people hyped.
Yeah.
Like the trailer,
Yeah.
James Spader's voice,
Yeah.
the song "There Are No Strings on Me." Like there was
So
just
creepy.
so
It's
much
good.
good hype
That
going
opening
into
scene.
it. And then the opening scene was fun.
The
Even though-
party that they had, like
the
where you
party
had
I
all
thought
these people
worked.
hanging out.
everyone trying to pick up the hammer. Such
Yeah.
good character like stuff.
I think it's after, for me, it's after the party scene where you feel like things just start to unravel a bit.
Yeah.
You're like, where are they going with this?
Yeah, I think the development. I really ended up liking the development of Jarvis into Vision.
Oh gosh, yeah, Vision
Yeah.
is probably the standout for me in that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's honorable.
Dude,
he's
so
righteous.
good.
He grabs the hammer. Like
Just
Yeah,
having
like,
the hammer,
let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like, oh my
Let's do this.
gosh,
Let's make this
man.
and
happen.
he
So-
looked incredible.
Yeah, they did
too.
an
the makeup and
amazing
stuff.
job.
Like
It was good.
When he flies into the window and like just looks out at the city, like you can see him actually processing. Like, no, there's like there's something good about the people here.
Yeah. I like when he looks at Thor and then the cape just drapes out.
Yeah, he
It's
copies
oh,
him.
Yeah. There's this how do I connect? And
I
then-
did like his conversation at the end too with Ultron.
That's what I was gonna
when
say.
when they tie into the end. Like I actually really appreciated that. I thought it brought closure to Ultron and Vision and the way that they're so tied together,
yeah,
but on opposite ends at the same time.
Yeah.
yeah, and I think it made sense. Saying that I didn't care for the direction with James Spader, it made sense why they did Ultron like that, because instead of in the comics with Ultron being like an imprint of Hank Pym, who is his creator,
Yeah.
he's a imprint of Tony Stark as his creator, which I'm
Yeah.
like,
It's got a
it
little-
kind of makes
sass.
sense. Yeah. And so to have like that moment with Claw where he was like, hold on, like Tony Stark used to say that all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that I get those things. Here's what I think is the biggest thing. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't good.
It wasn't great.
Yeah.
It was just so in the middle that I'm like, that's almost like the biggest sin of all for the film is like it just didn't feel like it did much.
And there was a lot
except
of
for
weird stuff, like-
move more pieces into place for later.
Yeah, like Thor's like weird like spa date with Coulson. Or not Coulson, with Eric.
Yeah, which was kind of hinting at Ragnarok, but once you watch it, it's like
You're like,
that's
oh,
not really
it
how it all went down anyway.
Yeah. This is the one
Yeah.
where Marvel forced Whedon to do a
Infinity
bunch of
Stones
stuff. Yeah,
got forced in there.
yeah. There's definitely a point where like these are the Infinity Stones.
Yeah, man, that scene, I was like, come on, did you have to show them like
Yeah.
that? It was.
Yeah, I don't think it was necessary.
I like the idea though that Thor's like vision and nightmare does introduce like in terms of expanding the universe. There's something bigger at hand that's at stake.
Yeah,
The
That was
casual
fine.
viewer, they'd be like, "Wait, what's this happening?"
But yeah, that scene where they like all float.
Yeah, you're
oh,
like,
come.
"Hey,"
It's
and
like
purple horseshoe. It was like Lucky Charms commercial right in the middle
Yes.
of this thing, dude.
collect all
Like,
five.
oh, someone's trying.
oh man,
Yeah.
So yeah, that was weird. I like the ending though with like this new team. Like, all right, here's a new recruits. You see,
I
Falcon,
did like that a lot.
Roll up, and you know you got War Machine.
Vision's there, Scott. So.
People were like, "Oh, Spider-Man's gonna be in this." I'm like, why would Spider-Man?
Dude, War
be in this?
Machine's bit like in both parts of the movie were so good.
Yeah. Where he's telling his story.
Telling the story and the guys all react. He's like,
Yeah.
does just that little like nod
good,
of
yeah.
like, that's right,
Yeah.
War Machine.
So all right.
Yeah.
So,
So it was just a go for me.
yeah, it's a go.
It's a go.
Yeah. All
Doesn't
Even though
quite
it's
get
so,
to a don't
it's so
go.
big and kids love it. Like my son loves Ultron. Right, but
Yeah.
it's a go. I'm like, son, you'll get over
Yeah,
it.
it's
soon.
all right.
It's not good, dude. Go watch something else. All right.
You know, it was good
Put on
and made
Justice League.
2015 a little brighter.
And
Yeah.
There was some external. Oh, go ahead.
oh no, go.
Oh, no,
you can go.
no, you're
You
good,
go.
dude.
You got something?
I was just kidding. There were external issues, I think, facing Ultron. Like Days of Future Past was coming out, and Quicksilver in Days of Future Past is just.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
We didn't talk about that, but there
And then
was,
Whedon's like public issues too. I think were made known that just made that film, I think, harder for people to embrace.
Yeah.
That was all I was gonna say. But
Yeah. No, Quicksilver definitely was
Yeah.
better. Like as much as the X-Men movies are like wherever, whatever. Like
that
Quicksilver was so much. he
much
was-
fun.
No,
And
Evan
they had to
Peters.
call him. They had to call him Age of
Quicksilver's-
Miracles. They couldn't call him mutants.
Yeah.
Like, these are Magneto's kids. How come we can't talk about that? Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
will one
there's
day.
all kinds
Disney
of
will be
stuff.
like, "Oh yeah, they're actually there were this guy mutants. Actually, our father, his name is Eric, and he's a
Yeah,
mutant."
whatever.
What?
He
Disney.
does something with metal.
Yeah, he's heavy metal. Oh.
Oh,
All right.
All right, so we'll get okay. So back into Ant-Man. That was the one that I was like, man, I don't know how it's gonna do because with all the drama with freaking
Edgar Wright.
Edgar
leaving.
Wright leaving, and then bringing in Peyton Reed, who he's a good comedy director. He did one of my favorites, Bring It On. Go check it out. Good movie. But it was surprisingly really fun, man.
it was really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
And I will tell you, Paul Rudd,
yeah,
like now that I've gone
yeah.
back and watched other things that he's done, he is like this master of this self-deprecating, spontaneous, like in the moment
Yeah.
ad lib humor. Like he just is so good at that. And you pair that with freaking Michael Pena
Oh, dude, he was good.
Yeah.
and just forget about it. Like
He better be in the Avengers.
you couldn't hear half the lines because people are like howling like in Michael Pena's like
Yeah, he was
scenes.
hilarious.
Like so good.
Even him training in this, him getting the suit. Again, even the scale is so small, but like you can still feel like it fits within a larger universe.
Well, especially because you have this connection to S.H.I.E.L.D. starting in the 60s.
Yeah,
With that flashback where I'm like, dude, that makes a lot of sense.
yeah, they did a decent job with that flashback too. I liked the whole cut of it.
It was good.
Douglas being like young was like a little hard to sell, but it
Yeah,
worked.
yeah.
It worked. They were in Cuba too, right? Were they in Cuba? Was he getting something from Cuba?
I don't remember.
Well, that
Like, they
that
tried to-
little recon mission they were on.
They kind of embedded it in something that was like weighty historically, but
Yeah, but I thought it was good, man. It was a really fun movie. It felt like it did world building in a way more natural way than Age of Ultron did.
Yeah,
Like you had moments of that where it's like, okay, like here's glimpses into other things that have happened and it's set within this bigger universe, but they were okay with the smaller scale of it,
Yeah.
and I think that made it
Smaller
tighter.
scale? I
Hey,
get it.
it made it like tighter, more focused, and I think
Yeah.
it benefited from that. I think there's part of me that's like, man, what would an Edgar Wright Ant-Man movie would have looked like? But that
I
being
think
said,
his fingerprint
this
was still on some
Yeah,
of the
some
scenes.
of the scenes.
oh, you can tell
Dialogue.
his writing and stuff for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's the way it was like shot and stuff was composed. I was like, I think that's for me like where I think the differences lie. Just
Yellow
because I
Jacket
watch a lot of.
boring.
Oh,
he
gosh,
looked cool.
man. He was lacking.
He looked cool. The
Yeah.
fight scenes were really great, even though he wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fight scenes were good. It was just even gosh, what's his name? The House of Cards dude, the guy who plays.
Is it like Corey Stoll?
Yeah, I didn't even think he was menacing, dude. He
He
felt
was
like,
kind of, but
He's more Weasley.
like I don't want him
Yeah.
to come back. I'm not like, oh man, I want him to come back to fight. Like he's gone.
Yeah.
He was an action figure, is all he was, dude.
He wanted approval, wanted love, and it was like power hungry. Like,
Yeah.
And it's hard to compete with Paul Rudd. Like he's just such a you just like he's like a likable guy.
Yeah, he steals scenes for sure.
it was
Yeah,
just super
you can't-
charismatic, down on his luck, kind of like guy you want to root for, you know. Especially with like his family situation, you see like it's just really heartfelt and really endearing. But yeah, Ant-Man is actually like it's towards the top of my list of MCU movies,
Really?
honestly. Just for pure like enjoyment and stuff. Like it's really really good. I loved my experience like watching that movie.
Yeah, it's unique for them to be Marvel to be taking a risk like this with Ant-Man at the end of Phase 2.
Yeah,
it's like
it was
another
such a
one of those
weird
things
way
where,
to, like,
this is
end
such
it.
a random recipe, but it worked. It was good,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah, it
was
was
a
good.
summer movie.
Yeah.
and it followed Ultron. You're like, man, this big massive movie Ultron,
Yeah.
and then now like, oh, we got Ant-Man, but it's like,
Yeah.
oh wow,
It
this
was
actually
good,
was
man.
an
It
exciting
was really
story.
good.
His interaction with Falcon was great. Like that scene.
Yes.
And they
Oh,
hit it so
gosh.
well. They hit it so well in the trailers. They didn't like say, hey, Falcon's in this. And I like the
Oh,
little
dude, I
follow-up
was
in
so
Civil
surprised.
War.
Yeah.
But and Evangeline Lilly, I was glad to see her back. I thought she was done acting, like not doing stuff anymore.
She's great. She's
Yeah,
good.
she was
I'm
good.
She was
excited
really cool.
to see her as the Wasp. I
Yeah.
really am.
I really like it. So
Yeah. So this movie, for me, it's a let's go for
yeah.
sure.
So let's go.
Yeah, let's go for me.
Yeah.
Like a strong let's go.
Check it out. Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man 2 coming this July.
All
So
right.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, sorry. All right, so now we head into
Phase
Phase 3.
3.
We're getting close. So Captain America, Civil War. Man, that's
Just gotta go. Like I don't even need
it's
to.
Avengers.
Yeah.
It's definitely Avengers 3.
It was a better Avengers 2 is what it was.
Yeah, it definitely was.
2.5. Yeah, it's a gotta go for me.
You know, it was really hard to like, try to get everyone's storylines in there. I thought because I mean you're getting a lot of Tony Stark story in there. This is a Captain America movie, but it's not like they're trying. I just wish they would just would have called it Avengers 3, dude.
No, it
or
was
they
a-
should have just called it Civil War, and that was it.
It's true. I don't disagree with that, but when you look at what it was doing, the main plot line, like it's still advancing Cap and Bucky's story.
It totally did, but
even though it had
was-
a lot of Tony Stark and other characters, the story it was telling wasn't about Tony Stark though.
Yeah, but it wasn't a story about Captain America either. It started out, and then it was like, okay, we got to bring Spider-Man in here. We got to introduce Black Panther, and then they freaking robbed us of a really cool Zemo like outfit. Just a guy. I was really
Purple
disappointed.
mask
We'll
glued
see.
to his
he
face.
might come back though.
I hope he comes back
might
and he's
come
got
back.
this
That's the
straight
great
up-
thing about this villain, though. You might have not liked him. He's not done. You know,
I actually
he's not
liked
done.
him.
I liked him
I
a
understood
lot.
his
Yeah.
motives. I understood everything. I was
The
like,
voicemail was fantastic.
oh yeah, 'cause
When they
then you're
show
like-
him in the bar, and when they
because
show him
you
in the
actually
plane,
understand.
in the snow, you're like, man, there are massive ramifications for
Yeah.
what these guys are doing.
and you get it. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
like, dude,
Yeah.
he's listening to these voicemails from his dead family, dude.
And you have a villain that at the end he's defeated,
Yeah,
right? Like he didn't do what he wanted. But then when you have Ross talking to him, and he was like, "What are you talking about? Like you're like I got you. Like you're done." He's like, "You failed," and he's like, "Did I?"
yeah,
Yeah,
Because those seeds have been sown and things are broken in a way that they'll
Oh, yeah.
never be fixed that way again.
The two Rosses too. Like we have Thunderbolt Ross, who's back from freaking Incredible
From the
Hulk.
Incredible
So that
Hulk.
was a
Yeah.
good.
that was
like,
that was a
line to
cool
have back.
pickup. That was a cool
I was
pickup.
glad that he came back. I was like, okay, so
He did good in that scene too.
Yeah.
When they present the Accords and why this is such an issue. That's why I still felt like it was a Cap movie, because it's a further development of his character and his view of the way that he should be caring
Yeah,
for
the way he sees the world.
protecting the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you crack a few eggs. He's staying on that path.
Yeah.
Even though he empathizes with loss and what people have to give up and what they've done, like he's not going to submit to the government in that way.
And that opening scene
Which
was
is
awesome,
such a
dude.
flip of First Avenger.
Yeah, exactly.
But then you see it's one of the things you see in that conversation at the woodpile in Age of Ultron, though, because he tells Tony something to the effect of like, when the punishment comes before the crime, like innocent people die every
Yeah.
time. And I think that he knows where his line is,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and whether the law aligns with that line or not, like,
Yeah.
isn't the issue.
Yeah.
So I like Civil War a lot. I mean, so much good came out of it. I think that it's just not as focused as I would like it to be. I would maybe if they just called it.
Man,
It's a gotta
Civil
go.
War.
I disagree.
We haven't even talked
That's
about
fine.
T'Challa.
Here's the thing. It's
and
a
how
here's the thing.
amazing Chadwick
It's a
Boseman
gotta
is.
go for me. I'm just thinking.
Hi, we
Don't
haven't
say
met.
it's a
I'm
Captain
Clint.
America movie.
I don't care.
Yeah, dude. I don't. Oh my gosh. He
Don't call it Captain America.
He scratches a shield. Like such a smooth fighter.
Gets shot at by a freaking chopper and just
Yeah,
kind of
he
stands
just
there.
looks at
Going.
it. They're like, "Oh, dang, who's this guy?"
Man, and then he's in a suit and he's got the Dora Milaje around him and we don't even
Yeah.
know like it's them.
Dude,
like,
you know, and I have this freaking. Okay, I remember. I think Justin and I saw this together. Yeah, it was like one of the Disneyland like advanced
I
screening
didn't go
things.
to that one. I was
Oh, it
not-
must have been my
I was
brother.
not
Sorry,
invited.
whatever, dude. Don't turn that into. Don't turn this into that.
Don't bring it up then.
I remember whoever was there, wherever it
It is
was.
Justin,
I remember
Matt
the
Civil
first time seeing this and that scene, that chase, when Winter Soldier grabs the motorcycle, flips it
That's
around,
a
and
cool
jumps
scene.
on. I remember getting out of my seat, like just.
Yeah. What you didn't see was Venom pulling the motorcycle up from above.
That's what it was.
black goop.
Yeah, dude, this
Dude,
is
you
one of my
gotta go.
very, very favorite movies they've
Gotta go.
ever done.
Yeah, Civil
maybe
War,
any
yeah.
superhero movie ever.
And
like
we're
it's
still
way,
waiting
way
to
up there.
see the consequences of this movie
man, what's
in
gonna
Infinity
happen?
War.
Yeah, because we
Tomorrow.
haven't really
Man.
fully experienced the fallout of this.
Can you imagine if Stark and Cap don't see each other and one of them ends up gone?
Yeah.
Like just
Oh,
the
dang!
emptiness
Spoilers,
that's gonna
dude.
leave.
You-
Sorry.
I don't know. Like, who knows? Okay, so
All right.
last
So,
thing,
gotta
my
go.
favorite takeaway of this is Tony Stank. My youngest boy.
Dude, yeah, my
He
kids
calls him,
still
like,
do that.
always
Do you know
Tony Stank.
sometimes he's called Tony Stank?
Yeah. It always comes up.
Oh man.
Thank you,
So,
Stanley.
Yeah, Tony Stank. All right.
Doctor
So,
Strange,
Doctor
the hotly
Strange,
contested Doctor Strange.
Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
This is a hotly contested.
Yeah.
Between Justin and I, it is.
Oh, I was gonna say, man, I think this is
This is the
this
one
is-
movie we fight over the most, dude.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious to
Bad.
hear now why.
Now, I think visually it's fantastic. I
That's
think,
safe to say.
Yeah, I think the acting is great. I think there's a complete misuse of freaking what's her name?
Ancient
Rachel.
One.
Rachel.
Oh, Richard McAdams.
Yeah, I think she was underused. The Ancient One. I get what they did. I feel like they could have used an Asian actor and it wouldn't have been racist.
She
That's just
should have
my
been
thought.
Asian. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I
Or
get,
he or she
But-
should have been
but-
Asian.
but I get what they were trying to do. Like,
It's another tough spot to be
Yeah,
in,
it's a tough
honestly.
sput, but-
like
Yeah,
where it's
but
kind
Marvel
of the,
already has an issue with like
stereotype.
whitewashing a lot of characters, and this is in my mind a no-brainer. Mm-hmm. Put
you
an
think
Asian
like
actor
the
in there.
stereotype isn't problematic.
No,
The wizened old Asian
No,
guy.
I
because
think
it wasn't it was like what's
Yeah, I'm
wrong
not trying
with
to fight
having,
about it. It's a
yeah,
genuine
what's
question.
wrong
Oh
with
yeah. I just think I don't see a situation where Asians would be like, that's so wrong of you.
yeah, I think it's like, oh cool,
It's
there
like
was
look at the original character. We're honoring
Yeah.
the integrity of who this character is, and at the same time wanting to represent people well. So
I mean, they're in Nepal.
yeah, why would you have a bald?
yeah, I would have had like Mordo being a little more like evil and give like Chiwetel a little bit more to do. I felt like he was just a supporting character and he was just there. He wasn't. It was like, oh, I'm helping and I'm.
Oh,
this
I
guy.
thought it was pretty cool.
But I love that in the end he's very upset with the Order. Like he's like, man, there's,
And maybe Doctor Strange
there's
too.
no
There's more of a
integrity
payoff.
here. There's
So
And Wong, I thought was really great. Like it was just little things here and there, but I thought he was a cool character.
yeah,
and he's
me,
back too. Wong is back.
Doctor Strange, though, as like just the main character, like
he's good.
Oh,
it's
he's
hard
fantastic.
it's hard to find something wrong with
Yeah.
the way Benedict Cumberbatch.
What they did
played
with
that
his character in just one movie is very impressive.
Yeah.
So, and I'm a huge fan. I love Scott Derrickson.
Mm-hmm.
He dropped some lines in there about like, if you think you're just matter, you just think too little of yourself. I think
Right, yeah.
Ancient One tells him that. Like there was just so many things about
Gosh, what a
transcendence and
freaking
spiritual life.
Yeah, that's.
There was some stuff in there that you were like, man, this has got great
Yeah.
stuff.
I think it
No,
was.
I
it
think
touched
there's
on
a lot of levels to it. I just the villain stuff, dude. Like Caecilius sucked. Like, who cares?
Matt Mickelson. Well, he was shooting Rogue One at the same time, so the man's busy.
Yeah, but that's on him. That's just come on. Like these directors, I'm thinking Marvel has great directors. You got
See, I didn't
pull
have
the
that
performance out.
much of a problem with because he was kind of the gateway to what's his face, Dormammu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Which that scene I thought was
Oh,
incredible
gosh, man.
because it's not this movie where it's like let's punch him harder and
Yeah.
that's the thing like It's not like
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises, like, oh, punch him in the face. Got it. Okay.
Oh, my mask. Don't watch this.
But it was this creative way of defeating the villain, which I think we haven't seen in, I would say, most of the MCU
Oh no, you haven't
movies.
seen this at all yet.
I mean, and I did make a big deal about like not liking the Care Bear stare in Guardians of the Galaxy, but this felt like something still that meant something to the character as far as like he sacrificed himself however many numerous times. And that coming from
Not
a character,
knowing if this was going to work either.
yeah, and that's coming from a character at the beginning of the movie was like not interested in anything that wasn't going to benefit him.
Yeah.
It felt like a similar, like a lot of people say, including Justin, it's too similar to Iron Man and Tony Stark's journey. I think you can say that about a lot of characters. Honestly, you can say that about a lot of comic book characters.
I think it's
there's
typically-
tragedy
it's
and they
the
learn
hero-
to overcome
it's the hero's
it.
journey.
It is a hero's journey.
It's the hero's journey, and I
I've seen it
think,
before.
but in a way though, honestly, there's things that I thought were more resonant in this story and where the character ended up than with Tony Stark. Tony Stark grew over the course of a lot of different movies, even though you saw the initial change. And this, I think you see this drastic journey like that goes on for Stephen Strange. That for me, and to have it happen in one movie and to make it feel like it didn't feel like forced to me. It felt like this progression that made sense for the character and sets him up really well to be a keystone going forward.
Yeah.
And then, just visually, like that scene of him falling through all the different dimensions
so good,
and stuff
man.
was just...
Scott Derrickson, mad props to how he was able to like communicate and translate all of those just weird stuff in the comics.
So
onto the
not
big
without
screen.
its issues, like any of the other ones we've talked about. But for me, it's a really strong movie, and it's one of the ones I enjoy going back and watching. Actually, so I would say it's a let's go for me.
Cool.
It's a let's go for me too. And to your Rachel McAdams point, she resuscitates Strange on the table.
Yeah,
so
she
she's
does,
not the
but-
damsel in distress. She
No,
doesn't
no, I
need
don't think
saving.
she's. I don't
feel
think
like-
she's a damsel in distress at all. I just think she was underused. I'm like,
Okay.
you bring Rachel McAdams, and I wanted her to have a little bit more there. That's all. I think I was like, oh man, you because they even built it up. Like, oh, we can't talk about her role. I'm like, oh dang, who is she gonna be? And she's like, I'm just his nurse friend.
His nurse.
She's not even the night
Love
nurse.
interest.
She's not even the night nurse. Like they're kind of like she's supposed to be based on the night nurse, but can't do that because Rosario's kind of the night nurse. And so, is she the night nurse? We don't know. How many night nurses are there? So, I would have loved it for it to have just been Rosario Dawson. Like, why don't we just get her in there, get the connectivity going, like let her be the one. Anyways,
Just underuse
me,
Rosario Dawson instead.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always
let's go or
It's
go
it's
for
a
you?
go for me. It's
go
a
for you.
go.
All right.
I like the Thor scene. That was good. That was fun.
So let's go to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Volume 2.
Yeah. Hot takes. I like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. A lot of people don't like it. Dude, I love the arc with Yondu. Baby Groot's cute. I like Rocket. I actually really liked the father storyline, and even the end battle. It felt kind of fun to me, dude. Matt's making a
That
face.
end battle was not good.
It was it was a bit of a stretch.
I like the
Like
Pac-Man,
we're
it
gonna
was
put
fun.
bombs on the brain inside the core of the planet.
Well, it wasn't even how far fetched it was. It was the execution for me. Like it just felt like so much. I felt kind of pulled out of it. It felt like a little more, again, like a tighter focus in the first one, and this one felt like they went too big, too fast. And for me, it wasn't bad. I actually had a really good time seeing this movie, and I laughed a lot.
I laughed so
and the
much.
experience in the theater was great.
Yeah,
But
Drax.
none of that stuck with me like within a week later.
Yeah, you were
Like
just
there wasn't stuff I was like, oh man, that really, I'm like, oh no, they actually like everything was a joke in that movie, so there wasn't really a chance for anything to stick. Like even to the point, like we talked about it on the show, even I think after we saw it, like having Yondu at the end there, I'm like, is this going to be a thing where they tell a joke and he actually is alive right now, and it's kind of like a gotcha moment? Like I was expecting that because of what they had trained me to expect in the course of the movie.
I don't.
So
I
it
think
was
it's
fine.
because
It
I
wasn't
like
bad.
those characters, and I know if I'm going to see a Guardians movie, it's going to be fun. You know, the whole Taserface stuff that made me laugh. I like Rocket Raccoon. He's like one of my favorites.
Oh, he's
I'm excited
great.
to see Rocket.
Yeah.
Is
and
that
how he-
better?
Yeah. Taser. He's like, you mean you look in the mirror?
Taserface.
He keeps laughing at him. He keeps clowning him.
Well, even like when Baby Groot goes to finally get the
The fin.
Yeah, it
that's
was so-
a great
that was
that
scene.
great.
stuff was fun. I like Drax, and I like Mantis. I like their kind of interactions are really good. I like the sister stuff between Gamora and Nebula. Like all that stuff's really good, man.
How about
it's
the creation of Adam at the end? Is that an Adam Warlock?
Yeah. That's the implication.
Yeah.
Does he come in Infinity?
I would imagine.
No.
Do you think it's? Yeah, it could be a stretch. I just finished Gauntlet. And he's like the main hero in Infinity Gauntlet. He's the main guy.
Right.
So who knows?
I don't know.
Don't
Supposedly, no is the official word. Is like no. Adam Warlock's not going to be
He's
there.
not
But
at
like,
any of the press screen. Like he's nowhere.
Who plays Adam Warlock?
so we'll see. Here's the thing. We haven't gotten to Infinity War yet.
Yeah, we're almost
And
there.
we have not.
We won't stop
There's
talking,
a
we'll be
reason. There's the hashtag Thanos demands your silence, and all of their like marketing now in the last couple weeks has been like the actors and people talking about like not spoiling the movie.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do that if there wasn't something huge.
Oh, it's
in
something
there.
huge.
And so, could it be that? I guess. Yeah, sure. I
This
don't know.
morning, Asher said that he hopes Wolverine shows up at the end.
Well, there you go.
So maybe it's Wolverine. I don't know.
Maybe he'll get his Christmas wish.
There you
That
go.
would be crazy.
Guardians of the Galaxy. The best thing it gave me was a Mary Poppins, y'all.
Oh, I love it,
yeah.
dude. So much good stuff, dude.
Yeah. And
It
Yondu,
was-
substitutionary atonement at the end.
Yeah. So it was. It was a go for me.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's a let's go for me. I think it's fun. I just
Yeah.
had a good time.
It's a let's go.
I had a good
Yeah.
time too. Yeah, it was good, man.
All right, next.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Ooh, this was the big one. It was like, oh, he's back. He's in the MCU.
Yeah,
So,
it was on the low side of let's go for me.
yeah. I would say that, too. I think Tom Holland is great as Spider-Man.
Yes,
There's a lot of things where, man, I really wish Uncle Ben was there.
Michael Keaton was incredible.
We were just talking about it on the way over.
Yeah,
Michael
Keaton's
Keaton.
incredible.
He's like in the top 3 of the Marvel villains.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I love all the tech stuff in the suit.
I do not love that.
He relied a lot on that.
So it was a little overwhelming. All that was.
I don't mind it so much. Like I get what they're doing, but I wish that he didn't rely on it so much. You know,
I like
Agreed.
that he actually couldn't handle it. Like he didn't know what to do with it. That was
Yeah.
the one part that I did
Yeah.
appreciate from it.
I mean, we got a high school Spider-Man in a
Yeah.
movie, and that felt like
I like
a high
Penis
school
Parker.
movie.
That was funny.
That
Penis
was funny.
Parker is funny. I don't like freaking. My friends call me MJ. I was like,
Ooh.
and
dude, we talked about that.
And then
That's
they go
just,
and say, well, she's not Mary Jane. But then why'd you do that?
Yeah, why?
just make her Mary Jane.
Is
That,
it
it
just
seemed like a
is it
week.
just to appease the masses?
I don't know.
It's a little wink, wink, wink. Dude, your wink stinks. I don't want that. I don't want that wink.
The continuity though with the weapons development and what's happened even after the first Avengers,
yeah.
I thought was great.
Yep.
That was good.
Like again, you start to see like
It was a good
man, this
callback.
world is still like dealing with what's happened
It's
from the
intertwined.
first invasion and
Yeah.
the Cap PE videos. Like,
Those
So
are good.
good.
there's a part where you're like, oh man, I feel like a regular person now, and there's like this barrier between me and the Avengers. Like there's like this real sense of like disconnect. They're out there, they're
Yeah.
kind of mystified already, and then but Spider-Man's like on the bridge, like no, I know them, like
Yeah.
I'm a part of this.
Who
you
was
know?
the gym teacher? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, it's,
what's
it's the comedian.
Yeah.
dude, he's got a bit about
What's
pickle
his
juice.
name? What is his name?
It's a Hannibal
Buress.
Hannibal Buress.
Yes, dude. I love how he's like showing
Great
it.
casting.
He's like, oh, this guy's a war criminal or something now. But
Yeah. He's
Dude,
a
I
trip.
was so mad at the end of that movie.
I
waited.
loved loved that
people
post
watch
credit
it.
scene.
when you wait for something, it just doesn't satisfy.
Oh man, I was so mad. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is what I should have watched this on YouTube.
It was so brilliant, dude.
no,
so
it was a
brilliant.
good joke, but it was like
It was mad.
You guys,
Make
They
you
trolled
clench
people
your
so
butt
hard. I
cheeks.
you guys
loved it.
got me, dude. I clenched, dude. I clenched. Anywho, Spider-Man. I mean,
It's a go
It was-
for me.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a hot
Yeah.
take. It's a high go.
No,
It's
that's
a-
fine. I
it's a let's
I
go
was that
for
one
Vulture
coming
and
into our
Tom
show
Holland.
talking about it.
for me,
Our
yeah.
show talking about it. I was that guy because
Yeah.
Delon and Justin were like super hyped on it. It's like
Yeah,
it was okay.
It's a fun Spider-Man movie, but if I want to like be like objective, I wish they would have like took a little less of the tech out of it. But I get it; it's coming from Iron Man, so it's gonna have. I love that little. Here's another little Easter egg. So you know how Vision is Paul Bettany, you know.
Uh-huh.
So in this, what's her name's Karen. Karen's voice is done by Paul Bettany's wife, who was Betty in Hulk by Ang Lee. And I'm stalling because I can't think of her
Jennifer
name.
Connelly.
Jennifer Connelly. There you go. So there you go.
Oh, that's
she's
awesome.
She's the
the
voice
voice
in the suit.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
Here's the thing. His interaction with Karen was funny.
Yeah, it was fun.
yeah,
was
it was
fun.
good.
I don't like
Especially
the
when he's stuck
idea
in
of
the
it, but the
warehouse.
execution of it was good because you have so much of Spider-Man as him either
Talking.
quipping with other people or talking
To
his
himself.
internal monologue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't do that in a movie.
Well, he could have talked to himself. He could have been like, "Oh man, like you know, but I
That's
get
true.
it.
I
And
mean,
then the part
it is
it's
good.
all, what time is it? It's like only 30
Yeah,
minutes.
it's
He's like,
He made his little hand.
That was good. It's another thing of like revealing a secret identity again in a Marvel movie where I'm like, I don't get it, man.
oh, with the mom? With
Yeah,
Aunt May?
with Aunt May.
I think they're trying to get, like, we all have seen the,
Hot
like,
Aunt-
these
That's a
hiatus
hot
and
Aunt
this-
May.
Dude, come on, Aunt May.
Marissa Tomei.
Dude.
That's not right.
Dude.
That's a problem.
It's great, dude. Hey, man, she wants to make me some wheat cakes, dude. I'll show up. Okay, what's up? Make me
Listen.
some wheat cakes, Aunt May.
I'm trying to go to a wholesome Marvel movie.
Yeah, Marissa Tomei over here being the hot aunt.
She's just getting younger and younger, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi, Tony.
Yeah, she's like,
Like,
oh,
oh,
what
hi,
was
Tony,
he eating?
me.
She was eating those like
Her cookies are
her
terrible.
cookies. He's all for whatever date bread. It's all right, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so
I liked the suit too, by the way, that he was forced to use the kind of makeshift, like his
it was
low
like
tech
sweat,
suit.
yeah.
Sweatsuit.
I don't know. The one in Spider-Man one's better.
I love that
Sure.
he backed away from the suit at the end. He
Yeah.
walked away from it, and
He's
it
like,
was
"Not
legit.
yet,
It was
not
real.
yet."
It was pretty cool that Tony was actually about to announce him as the next Avenger.
Right.
Yeah,
Like I was like, shoot, that was real.
yeah. And they're like,
Happy
we'll just give it
Hogan's
to him in the next movie.
Happy Hogan's
Yeah,
partner
Yeah.
was great.
I love it. I love Favreau, dude.
Jean Favreau.
You know,
He's amazing.
seeing Favreau play like not Foggy. Oh, that's what was my thing. I was gonna
I
say.
mean, yeah, there's that
to have
too.
him play Happy is really good because I thought he was great as Foggy in that Daredevil movie.
He really
That's
was.
all. He was
Yeah.
really good. Anyways, my rating is still a let's go on Spider-Man: Homecoming. There's more good than bad for me.
Totally.
But anyways, all right. So now we're at
Thor Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
The
So-
end of everything.
The end of everything. So I will say my thoughts on this movie have changed a little bit more. I like it more since I've had it and I've watched it a few more times. So just one of the funner Marvel movies. I
It
still
really
have my
is.
same issues with that ball scene. I was just a bunch of jank turkey. But
so mad about
yeah,
this.
it
So
makes
funny
me.
that
I
you're
hate
holding
that
on
scene.
to that.
Dude, if they just change that scene, I'd be happy. I'd be like, okay, why didn't you do that? Like he could have just jumped
dude.
out the window and be like, I'm gonna go handle.
They
some
could
business.
have shortened that dialogue where they're like in Hulk's, apartment, whatever he's in.
Oh, dude, it was
His
so
choosing
good.
quarters.
Yeah,
Whole
dude.
quarters.
It was one of the more genuinely funny Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
all of them are fun, and all of them have funny moments at least, ranging to like Guardians of the Galaxy is just funny.
Yeah.
This felt to me like the funniest while still not losing the intensity of like, whoa, like stuff is going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Queen of Death is here and she's good at
Yeah.
destroying.
It didn't
Yeah.
feel like it undercut that as much as Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the way they deal with it actually, like, it works. It's like, I think it's got a lot of integrity. They release Ragnarok. And you're saying goodbye to your world. I mean, that's just, there is some cost there. There is some sacrifice there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Loki's really good in this one. As always, he's amazing.
It was a bold movie, man. Not
Yeah.
just for the choice and like how funny it was and the design was different and everything like that, but like Odin's dead. Warriors 3
Yeah.
are killed off like immediately.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
All of them.
Sif is like,
Sif is fine. Yeah.
she's like,
Yeah.
Mjolnir is destroyed.
yeah.
Asgard's destroyed.
His eyeballs.
Thor's
Yeah,
missing an
his
eye
eyes gone.
and his hair. Like
But he's the god of thunder, though. Like,
that's the thing is like he's been the most God of Thunder in this movie than he has
I
in any
love
other
it,
movie.
man. When he can,
When he's leaping into that battle like that,
yeah.
Yeah, but if he's the god of thunder, here's my question: how come he keeps getting electric shocked in the neck and it keeps taking him out? If he's the god of thunder, why couldn't he just be like,
Well, that goes back to him getting hit by a car in the middle
yeah?
of the desert.
But he was humbled in that situation. In this one, he was just captured. Like he still had his strength and his powers.
it's
That's
true.
I guess he's just learning to call. Well, he hadn't called on them yet, though.
That's true.
Remember, it's not until he's getting pummeled by Hulk where he sees his dad again.
But he still has
He's
the
like,
strength
he's-
leading up to that
Yeah.
though too. He has that giant hammer he picks up and hits
Yeah.
Hulk
Oh,
with.
yeah,
You know,
that's true.
Yeah,
dude, that seems so great. I wish they wouldn't have shown me that reveal of Hulk
Yeah,
in retrospect, just because it's such a great moment. I'm like, oh, I experienced that
they just
great
wanted
moment
people.
in the
They
trailer.
wanted people to get pumped though, like Hulk's in his you know.
dude. Yeah.
No, and it was great.
So-
Like the combination of that was fantastic.
Yeah.
The music, too.
Oh, dude, that's the one thing, dude. They were like,
Use
we
the
had the
immigrant
rights to
song?
immigrant song. Let's just use it every time we get a chance. At the beginning, the end. Like when you buy it at the store, they play it for you at Target. They're like, dun, 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 dun. Lady's like, ah! All right, I got it.
Oh,
I got
man.
it. So yeah,
Yeah.
what are you gonna give that movie?
It's a Let's Go.
Is it Let's Go?
Yeah,
Let's
it's a
Go for me.
strong
Yeah, it was
Let's Go for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun movie. Okay, here we are.
Gosh, man.
Now we're in 2018.
The third highest.
For Fredo, dude, he loves Black Panther, dude.
Third highest grossing movie in
Yeah.
history.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
History.
Where's it on your
Sailing
list?
past
Where's it on
Titanic.
your list? Of Marvel movies.
Of
It's in
Marvel?
my top 5.
Your top 5, yeah.
Did you
Me
say
too.
your Black Five?
I was gonna say Black 5. It's in my top 5 for sure. It's so good.
It's up there with Blade and Falcon.
Oh, God. Oh, man, Blade's so good. Dude, Blade's
So we're talking about Black Panther.
I know.
Yeah.
Black Panther, dude.
There's a whole episode dedicated to our thoughts on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't need to
Panther.
belabor the
man.
point other than
It's a gotta go.
A
Yeah.
gotta go, and one of my
20,000 times
favorite.
over.
Dude.
So good.
Yeah, Black Panther is a gotta go. I'm excited for what they say at the press conference is Black Panther 2 is not out yet, but is Avengers Infinity War. Is it kind of like Black Panther 1.5?
Oh yeah. That was so
And it, like Chadwick Boseman just kind of looks over.
He just smiles
Kevin
at Kevin
Feige.
Feige. Well,
Did
dude,
you guys see? So sorry, go ahead.
Oh, just that. There's a quick trailer of him chanting with
yeah.
all the tribesmen out like in front of that shield thing, and it's just like it gave me the chills. Like man, he's got
That's
such
good.
a key role in this movie. And you can tell like Thanos at some point I think gets to Wakanda. I'm
Yeah.
looking at that in a second.
Yeah,
I'm running late on time.
I know. We're like, ooh, we got a lot to talk
You
about.
got to feel like Wakanda's playing such a crucial part.
Yeah.
And in the comics, to know that Black Panther basically is like the one who like actually is able to withstand the attacks.
Yeah,
And yeah,
never defeated.
gotta go Black Panther.
Yeah, gotta go. It's gonna. Here's what I was saying. I said this on Twitter. Like, it's gonna be really weird. Not weird, but it's gonna be pretty awesome that this week Marvel's gonna have 2 movies in the top 10.
Yeah, that is amazing.
I mean, if Black Panther stays in, because Black Panther is like number 7 right now. Last week it was number 7 at the box office.
it will. It can't drop 3.
Yeah, it's not gonna.
There's nothing
It's
else
not gonna
out.
drop out. What else is coming out?
Rampage. There's no
No,
way.
Rampage was already there. It's not pushing
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah,
There's
it's
nothing
not.
else that's gonna push it out.
It's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna stay in there.
It's gonna be a Marvel sandwich. Take a bite.
Which is great. It deserves it, man. It's
Yeah.
It's a
So
groundbreaking.
Have
film.
you guys seen? This doesn't have to do with the movie at all, but the
Oh, cool.
Wakanda whatever.
oh yeah,
meme
yeah.
that's
Yes.
going around?
Wakanda, whatever.
Kinda whatever? Gotta look that
So
up.
he's doing the Wakanda whatever salute at the Infinity War like red carpet. and he's
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like.
yeah.
Yeah, he's just
And
tired.
someone put it like side by side with him doing it like for the Black Panther premiere.
Yeah.
It was like when it's your first day on the job versus when you've been there a few
Yeah.
weeks.
Dude, he looked like he was sleeping on the.
It was so great, dude. Wakanda whatever. He's like,
so
so that's it. That's
Cool.
a gotta go for me as well.
yeah, it's got to go. So we had a whole bunch of other stuff to get into. We're just not because we're just running out of time. But Avengers: Infinity War is opening tomorrow, and it's gonna be. I'm just pumped for it. Like I don't feel like I'm gonna be disappointed. I feel like I'm gonna be really excited. But I do know that it's not just gonna end. We're gonna leave. We're gonna be like on a cliffhanger. We're gonna be like, oh dang, I have a year now. I have a year. You know.
At least it's only a year.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some in between. What am I gonna get? I'm probably gonna get Captain Marvel. I'm gonna get Ant-Man and the Wasp. I don't know what else is coming out after that. What is it? Another Avengers movie. I think there's only 2 movies between. I think it's Avengers, Captain Marvel, and Ant-Man next year, and that's it.
Yeah.
So unless
And
something
then
else
the
pops up,
next-
Which leads you to
Spider-Man-
believe that Captain Marvel's got to have an
she's
important
got to
part
come in, dude.
in the closing
For
of
the
in the
Aven-
closing of
Avengers 4?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's got to be some type of.
she's a crucial character in the comics too.
yeah. So she'll hit it
Yeah,
up.
absolutely.
So
I think they're gonna set this movie's gonna set up the new guard
yeah.
for the MCU
Oh,
going
yeah.
forward.
Oh,
for
dude,
sure.
yeah. It's definitely gonna be like
Logistically
Black
phase
Panther,
out
Spider-Man, Doctor
contracts
Strange.
and
Yeah,
new
so,
characters.
some way, whether it's by the characters dying or
Yeah.
whatever, like pieces are going to be moved off the board for
Yeah.
a while.
It'd be cool if out of this they form a different kind of Illuminati with Strange.
Or
Yeah.
they just introduce that
Marvel.
idea, yeah.
Yeah, or like the Secret Avengers or just something like that.
I think
like,
they're waiting for the Disney deal to go through on that. Because if they do the Disney deal, they'll have Mr. Fantastic in there.
that's true.
Yeah, I don't think
true.
they want to start an Illuminati until they absolutely like know they can or can't. You know?
Someone else takes up the mantle of Captain America.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's gonna go Winter Soldier first.
Yeah, it's got to go
Yeah.
to Bucky. I think Bucky has more of a fan. Like he's got that. The
Well, there's
fans
a
have
tie
bought
to-
into Bucky more than
Falcon.
yeah,
They
Falcon.
both have the relational tie. I think Bucky just edges out
Yeah.
Sam
Yeah.
with that though.
Yeah. I think so too.
Not to Mackey's discredit, but Bucky's
No,
just
I'd be-
kind of,
and
he's
I-
just had that success on screen.
And from my point of view, like I would be just as fine like either way.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think either one is going to be an interesting direction to like.
There's gonna be a
either one
handoff.
of those. Either one of those guys being directed in another Captain America movie by the Russo brothers, I would be there in a heartbeat.
What if they call it Captain America's?
I don't know about that. That's just
So one's like Captain America of
each-
North America, one's Captain America.
What
of
if
like
it's a
South
sequel?
America.
It's like Captain America, and it's just like Bucky as Captain America. And he's like, oh man, I didn't do so well. And Falcon's all, I've got it. And then he's Captain America. And then like Captain America Part 6.
Somehow I think
Steve
that's
Rogers
not going to
comes
happen.
back, but it's played by like, I don't know, freaking
John Krasinski.
John Krasinski. He's like, I got my shot. I'm back, guys. So why'd your ears get so big, Captain
Old
America?
man
Well,
Steve.
oh my
you know.
gosh. Oh, man, Steve.
anyways, oh, that was a fun episode. Issue.
It's an issue.
It's an issue of comics. So
You're
there we
an
go.
issue.
So that being said, if you disagree with us, man, I wish we could have got to some of our comments. We'll have to do it on the next. We'll do it on our Infinity War like follow-up episode, which will be episode 55. What? So here we go, Matt. If people are upset with your ranking, they're like, "Man, you're wrong about Doctor Strange. That's a terrible movie. It's trash juice." How do they get you on the internet?
At Matt Ritchie on Twitter.
That's good. Fredo, what about you? They're like, hey, man, you've been on the show a few times. I disagree with you about some of your thoughts.
Yeah, hit me up at Alfredo Ramos 44 on
Cool.
Twitter.
There you go. And if you agree with me, you can hit me up at J_Rocka, or you can just follow the show at Let's Go Comic Show on Twitter and Instagram. If you just want to hit up our website, go to www.letsgocast.com, where you can find this show and the Let's Go podcast and start today. So check those out. Please visit our website and go to the merch tab. Buy some merch, get a shirt, look good, go to a movie and go, yeah, I like this show. They talk about stuff. And then also support us. Go to patreon.com/letsgocast. You can give us money so we can get better and get better mics and better headphones and maybe get some more stuff. Get a button, get some stickers, get some good stuff. So there you go.
And you can also come support us and
Yeah.
hang out with us at Comic-Con Revolution.
Oh, yes!
May 19th.
Yes.
We will be
Comic-Con
on a panel for the first time ever.
Revolution. It's me good.
It's going to be great.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be talking about Batman and his like history in movies, and we're gonna talk about the good, the bad, and other stuff. And we'll be teaming up with Andy DiGenova from Holy Batcast. So please get your tickets. It's gonna be at Ontario, and it's a rad con. There's all your favorites from Batman animated series will be there. Meet Kevin Conroy, meet Lauren Lester, meet
So
Andrea
cool.
Romano. So there you go. And for everybody, please stay tuned after this episode. We have a very special preview for something else that we're a part of. So there you go. That being said, my name is Justin.
I'm Matt.
I'm Fredo.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Coming soon from Robin, Everyone Loves the Drake, a Batman Universe podcast network production. It's the radio drama you've demanded. Well, it's the one Rob produced and made into a 4-part weekly radio drama. From the pages of Detective Comics comes A Lonely Place of Living. Where in the world is Tim Drake? Red Robin faces a crucial decision: escape the most devious prison ever devised, or find himself abandoned beyond time and space for all eternity. Not really a choice, right? But when he finds out just who is locked in there with him, Tim's world will change in ways he never imagined. In the biggest undertaking Robin, Everyone Loves the Drake has ever attempted, ELTD Theater is in full swing, with over 20 voice actors from a variety of popular podcasts lending their talents to make the comics come alive. Featuring Justin Kowalski as Batman.
And all the time he's been out there, lost and trapped, knowing that at the end of the day his mentor was one of the world's greatest detectives on the planet. He knew I was coming. I wasn't! And I can't stop until I bring him home.
Andrew Leland as Alfred.
Master Bruce, you need to sleep even just a few hours. I'm getting ready to pull out one of Dr. Crane's more narcotic gases from the laboratory if you continue like this.
Andy DiGenova as Nightwing.
Robin? You want me to go back to being Robin? I can't. Just as I can't go back to being 13 again. But you're right. Batman needs me. Maybe instead of arguing with him, I should try and help him.
Olivia Mullins as Batwoman.
Unconscious the next roof over. We could turn him over to Argus. I know they'll want someone to answer for his crimes.
Stella Bowman as Spoiler.
Hey, Dad. How's your night going? Still dead? Yeah, thought so.
The irredeemable Shag as Brother Eye.
Brother Eye is now online.
Michael Bailey as Mr. Oz.
Your mentor. He recently learned that you were alive, that you were trapped. But search as he might, he cannot find you. He hasn't slept in 5 nights, save for moments that he nods off in the chair. It consumes him.
Rob Myers as Red Robin.
I thought I would impress him. The way that I pieced it all together, and God, I wanted to impress him. I'd only met him once, just as a boy. I was terrified of the circus, but he calmed me down, and he told me that he would be performing just for me.
And many, many more. The first episode hits the first Wednesday in May, so prepare your ears for the story that changes everything for Tim Drake.
Hold on tight, Tim. As tight as you can to every moment, because this will all be over sooner than you can imagine.